Yo, 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 yo. How we doing, people? Good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening. It's already looking poor on the old connection side of things. I don't know what's going on there. So if it's poor connection, my apologies. Let me come off this. I was just trying to share it around. Oh, been a couple of days, people. It's been a couple of days. Things have been happening. Things have been going down. Come onto YouTube. I don't see Shane. Streamed 6 minutes ago, so must have finished early today. I was gonna tell him not to raid me anyway today. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell him not to raid me anyway. Let's see how we do without any help. I'm not expecting too much. You know what I mean? Big up Latvian Guna. Obviously, anyone coming through, just share this out for me, please. You know what I mean? Let's see what kind of reach we can get all on our own. Why is the internet moving like this? If it's shitty today, people, I apologize. Obviously, it's Sunday. You know, everyone's in the house. I'm upstairs. But let me, excuse me. Let me talk to you lot real quick, man. And then we'll get into some football stuff. Big up views, man. Like and subscribe, people. Big yourself up, man. Latvian Guna. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good show with BBK. Yeah, not bad, not bad. We're gonna get into it though. Big up the assembled. Hope you're well today, my brother. Well, ha, nice to see you, miss. Good day, views. Good day to you, man. Hope you're well. You know what I mean? Look, I'm having to use StreamYard today because I woken up today, and if you pay for something on the 7th, then it should go up until the 7th if it's monthly. So I woken up this morning. I've gone to try and load up a new clip onto Streamlabs, and it's telling me repay for my thing. And I'm like, well, hold on. I thought we was doing direct debit because that was the problem last time. You know what I'm saying? I thought we was doing direct debit. Oh no. And I'm like, well, that's why we had a fallout, because it was pay, you have to pay manually yourself, yeah. And then I'm saying that it's always been like that. So why is it now direct debit? I said, cool, keep it on direct debit. It's less problems for me. Something I don't have to remember. And then today it's not on direct debit. Like, it's just ridiculous, bro. It's just ridiculous. But we'll get into all of that. Big up Jordan Curley. What do you think of the Nonny news? We are going to get into all of that, my friend. We are going to get into all of that. Mr. Even. I'm not sure what that's the Mr. Good Evening. Mr. Evening. Is that what you mean? Big up Kwaja. Hope you're well today. Right, man. We've got 7 people in the building. Please, can everyone just share this out? I've tried to share it out on X. I was gonna tell Shane, don't raid me today. You know, single-handedly saving my channel. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm grateful for the raid, but we're gonna need to be able to do this on our own, innit? Otherwise, what's the point? But big him up. I like I said, I come onto the internet today. I was up from like 10ish, but I had stuff to do around the house. Come onto the internet and there's no Shane today, so I think he finished early. But I hope you guys are well. Hope he is well. Hope you've all had your full Irish. Let me just try and change this a minute because this is winding me up as well. Sorry, guys. Got the fans going. Trying to not make it too dark. All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about, man. Zubamendi has joined. Has he now? Have they announced it? Let's have a look. You know, trying to announce stuff to get your mind off of the Thomas Partey stuff. Yeah, look, football news. But this is what they done last time. We had why Arsenal wanted him, this, that, and the other. Okay, so now it's breaking. Okay, so now it's breaking. Of course it is. Of course it is. You know, Arsenal with the PR. You know, Arsenal with the PR machine, always PRing. We're going to get into all of it, guys. We're going to get into all of it. But, you know, am I happy with the fact that this guy, you know, 51 million, bro, for a mini fridge? You know what I mean? Yes, we need a good player in there. Yes, he's got potential to be a good player. You know, can you tell me that he's better than Partey right now? No, you can't. Obviously, we're going to get into the whole Partey thing because now it's gone beyond football. You know what I mean? But we might as well go over the quick thing. Arsenal have signed midfielder Martin Zubamendi from Sociedad. The Spain international has signed a long-term contract, blah, blah, blah. It's understood the pre-agreement proved important for Arsenal after Real Madrid expressed it. But this wasn't I saying that before, guys? Wasn't I saying that before? You're coming out and announcing it, but all you're doing is announcing that it's verbal. verbal this, verbal that. Here we go, but on verbal terms. He's agreed, but on verbal terms. If you just come out and said there was a pre-agreement, signed, sealed, delivered, then no one would be questioning whether this guy was going to come here or not. No one would be questioning why it's taken so long to announce it. But here we go, guys. Second official signing. First signing, Chelsea reject. We're going to get into that as well. A goalkeeper, by the way. 5 million that we just wasted, in my opinion. You know what I mean? We could have got someone for a free, or we could have taken a risk and just promoted a youngster. They're not going to play anyway. Let's be honest. Yeah? And then we get a mini fridge as our second signing. Still no striker, still no winger, still no attacking midfielder. But we're going to get into it, guys. I promise that. I promise you that. We are going to get into it. It's understood. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I read that. That's what I'm trying to say. And if this would have come out, if you would have just said, look, here's his signature on a pre-agreement, that's it. That's all you need to do. Everyone can shut their mouth. No one's going to worry. And we can look forward to the mini fridge turning up at some point. Do you know what I mean? Look, controlling the tempo. Martin Zubimendi is a gunner. You think this is going to put you in a good light? Arsenal as a club. That's what I'm saying. You've seen in my title, Thomas Partey charged. You get me? Nwaneri to Chelsea. On top of Chelsea being charged, because I've had health problems with my mum. I've had to go down and sort that out. And then eventually, I don't know, in the next couple of days, I'm probably going to have to go and stay down there for a while. So I need to get internet sorted out. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just on and off, problems. Do you understand? So I appreciate people having a bit of patience with me. But at the same time, you think I wanted to rush onto the internet to talk about this stuff? You know, I go on X, I go into the group. People are still just really trying to, it's just cope. That's all it is, guys. It's just cope. Let me just take this off the screen for a minute. It's just cope. Let me get into the chat anyway. I'm gonna get into the chat and then we'll get into everything else. Big up Paris. Hope all is good. As good as it can be, my friend. As good as it can be. You know what I mean? Life is life in at the moment. Like even now, I look on the thing when I've got the bars for the internet. I'm on one bar. Like nothing ever just goes right for me. I swear to God, it's proper annoying, man. But big yourself up, Paris. Hope you're good, bro. Big up Paul Brady. Long time no see. Hiya, mate. Hope all is well. Well, it's so. That's probably about as positive as I can be. Simply Ace. Hello, everyone. Big yourself up, my bro. Hope you're good today. Big up Paris. He's saying why. It makes sense. Why they did that. Views party news was dropping. It don't make sense, brother. That's done PR. We're gonna get into all of it. I just want to read the comments before I actually get into everything individually. Yokerez apparently advancing much closer. I don't care, bro. How about you tell me when it's done? I'm tired of advancing much closer and monitoring, and you know what I mean. We know his middle name. We know his star sign. I don't care, bro. How about you just sign someone? I don't want Sesko, but if you want him, hurry up and get it done. That's where I'm at the moment. You know what I mean? Even though I believe that Sesko will be a mistake, I do. I'm sorry. He might bang, but that's my belief. It really is. You know what I mean? But there you go. Big up Latvian Guna, though. Big up Paris. Big up Dre. I'm telling you, man, even these top Gunas know the players we have is not on the level, even though they gaslight in every side. That's exactly what they're doing. That's why they love this manager so much, because he is coaching us to a win. He ain't coaching us to nothing, bro. You're coaching us to almost. You're coaching us to nearly. Like, it's not good enough, bro. Like I said, big up Jordan. He said, yes, they have. I'm going through it backwards, guys, because again, I've missed my place in the comments. They assembled. The blunder man is buying his excuses. Yeah, genius way ahead of the curve. Bro, like I said, it's like law-abiding citizen. Yeah, think tanks. They think 2-3 moves ahead. But where's the thinking with Thomas Partey, guys? Where's the thinking with that? Like I said, we are going to get into it individually. Zubimendi is joining. Let's celebrate. So I think I've got to the right places now. Big up Kwaja again. Big up Wahaha, Jordan, Dre, the assembled. All of my viewers, man, all of my regulars. Do you know what I mean? All of my regulars. Yeah, all right. Let's talk Partey. Let's talk Thomas Partey. Now, I made a video. Big up Capo, Jesus, and Rich Money Makers as well. Sorry, guys. Before I even get into it, yes, views. Thanks for taking Nonny. Look at this. Hope you're good. Everyone, hit the likes and subscribe. It's free and takes seconds. Serious talk. I hope you're well. But I appreciate that, my guy. Obviously, life has been lifing for me. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you just kind of look around in your corner, there's not many people there, innit? It gets. But anyway, it's not about me. It's not about me. You know what I mean? It's not about me, but yeah, it's just a bit mad. It's just a bit, but things are happening. But obviously, I'm gonna just try and do lives as and when I can. You know what I mean? And big up for all the people that show me love in it. I appreciate that. I really do, man. It means a lot. Big up Rich as well. Chelsea, that's what I'm saying. We're just the banter boys for you. Like, we're like your little bros. There's no arguments I can come with anymore. Like, but we're gonna get into all of it. Like I said, big up Capo HD. Arsenal is really a social experiment. Wallahi, from smoking too much hope to new news every day, bro. I'm at the point. Just fold the club. It's actually a joke now. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like it's actually a joke. Bro gets point. I think Arsenal want to boil our blood pressure, bro. Like I said, petri dish. You know what I'm saying? We're a petri dish. Always experiments going on, and I ain't got time for that, people. You know what I mean? No one's got time to waste in their life just on experiments. How does that make sense? Would you do career mode show? What do you mean on like FIFA and whatever? I mean, it'd be something I wouldn't mind doing, but I'm not very good at computer, guys. I used to be good at football games. I used to be, you know the game I used to fuck up. I used to be really good at it, at PES. But then I just stopped playing computer. Like I stopped playing computer. I don't even get time. Like half the time I'll probably be streaming downstairs if I could, but I don't even get time. Like when I wake up, like there's always someone on the internet, someone in the house. You know what I mean? So I don't know if my internet connection could handle all of that. But I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. And that's the only way you're going to see marquee players at Arsenal, bro, is if you play Football Manager or FIFA. Because our guys, look what they're doing. You know, I've seen Dan Potts live with that absolute spastic Jacko. Like I said, we never see bubbles, but Jacko's there like, you know, I don't know why everyone's so negative all the time. We're cooking. It's a smoke screen. Like, based on what? This is what I say into the group chats, bro. And no one can give me a solid argument. All they can give me is feelings in their tummies, bro. I feel it in my toes. That's all I can get, bro. That's all I can get. Marty Pello, bro. Wet, wet, wet. No one can give me no evidence. No one can give me a proper answer. No one can break down why they're so confident. Bosh, hold that. You know why? Because there is no logic. Yeah, there is no logic. Why are you so confident that everything's going to work out? But anyway, boom, I digress. We're going to try and get through this bit by bit. The scumbag that is Thomas Partey. And yes, I'm calling him a scumbag. Loads of people have been on the internet. First, everyone was trying to condemn Thomas Partey, and fair play. And then secondly, everyone's trying to, you know, because they've seen too many people condemning Thomas Partey. Now everyone's like, oh, you know, innocent until proven guilty. And I'm like, I'm that as well. I'm that as well. But do you know why? Because even me, right, I was arguing for Thomas Partey to stay, you know, competition over cover, all of that kind of stuff. And do you know why I weren't even delving into the allegations? It's not like I didn't know about them, but I didn't go and do all of the investigation and find out who's been saying what and who done this and who done that. I haven't done any of that. I didn't even go and check how far it is. I just checked. Has this guy been charged? Just on yes or no? They said no, he ain't been charged. And then I was even saying to Shane and a few other people, I've even been saying it on my channel, like I don't feel like Arsenal would be playing this guy, making him so pivotal in what we do this season, if the story had much legs. Now, I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm not saying that he's guilty. All I'm saying is let's wait to find out if he's been charged, because you know what I mean? A lot of people get painted with that brush, and whether they did it or not, you can't escape it. Young Philly, fucking young Diddy, you know what I mean? Young Thomas Piddy, like whatever you want to say. People get, you know what I mean? Footballers get accused of rape all the time. And I'm going to say the fucking word. I don't care. I'm not monetized. They don't want to monetize me. Do you know? That's what I'm trying to say. It's my luck over. It's not like they've said no. But that's my point. There's been people that's been here 5 minutes, 2 days, boom, monitor me. I'm going to have to wait the whole 3 weeks. I'll probably have to wait longer than that. This is what I'm trying to say, guys. And sometimes it just gets me down. I don't understand, because I've got a clean heart. I don't understand what I've done. But anyway, stop feeling sorry for yourself. All right, cool. Thomas Piddy, like I said, I've explained that I don't think the club would have played this Don and made him so pivotal in the way we play this season, you know, best midfielder and all the rest of it, if there was legs to the story. That's what I was saying. I said, surely Arsenal wouldn't do that. Well, that's how much I know my club, isn't it? That's how much I know my club. Every single day, this club is doing things that embarrass the fans, and we're the ones who have to take it. What do Arsenal do? He's not our player no more. Maybe that's why why Thomas Partey ain't our player no more. I think that's pretty obvious now, isn't it? That's fine. That's cool. I can understand it and I get it and I advocate for it. But if you man knew, I'm starting to find out that Thomas Partey has been bailed and everything. I never knew that. I didn't do the investigation. I just thought surely Arsenal. You know, the PR merchants that they are. Surely they're not going to keep backing this guy if there's legs behind the story, because you know what it's like with a rich person. Why any rich person would have to even force themselves on a woman is beyond belief for me anyway. But there you go. There you go. That's the story, innit? So I'm like, surely, nah, surely, surely. But they knew. And I made a video. On Streamlabs. That's what I'm trying to say about Streamlabs. Them sending me emails. What's gone wrong? I'm like, what do you mean what's gone wrong? You're all over the place, bro. There's no quality. Like, I recorded a video yesterday, not a live, not yesterday, day before, a video when the news of Thomas Party came out. So I thought I'm not even gonna go live. Lots of people going live, you know, just trying to take the momentum of it, and the same thing that people were doing with Jota and stuff like that, right? Now everyone could say, you know, there was a whole big thing about faces on thumbnails. I've just got the same usual intervention thumbnail. I didn't put Jota's name or date of birth or anything. It's my face on the thumbnail, but I put nothing to do with Jota. It's that you're going to get the same thumbnail every day. The only thing that's going to change is the title. So I can't be put into that bracket. You know what I mean? So people can miss me with that. You know what I mean? Not that anyone said that to me, but I'm just saying. But anyway, back on topic. I need to try and stay focused today. Yeah. So first and foremost, I didn't think that Thomas Partey would play if there was legs to the story. Boy, was I wrong. Then you have to question Arsenal. He's been bailed on more than one occasion, apparently. You would have known the story from the police. You would have known what evidence they had and where they're looking to take this. And you still played the guy for the whole fucking season. So now that's on you. But who's going to be the ones taking all of the banter and take it? Oh, this looks bad on Arsenal. It's us. What have you lot done? Thomas Partey ain't our player from June the 30th. We can't make a comment. Isn't that convenient? Isn't that convenient? Isn't that convenient? Like I said, guys, I know that Dan's on with Jacko at the moment. Like, other people might be on and you might want to be elsewhere. But all the people that stay with me, it's my viewers forever. You know what I'm saying? I rate that. Please share out the live for me, though. Do you get me? Let's see if we can draw some more people in. I'd appreciate that very much. So the people that come in here, my community, that's part of the job, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we haven't got no one behind us. You know what I mean? Like, it's a one-man band sort of thing, and we need all the help we can get. So all of you people that come in here that fuck with me, nothing but love. But I'm going to need you to share out the live and, you know what I mean? Start doing things like that. Let's help me out. But yeah, like I said, man, yeah, you just ask more questions. It poses more questions than answers. Arsenal knew about it and you still played him. That's wrong. And there you go, Mikel Bin Laden. That is wrong. That's why Thomas Partey didn't get a rest in the red zone. You said that you was, you know, just prove your fitness and you'll get a contract. This is all before we knew about this stuff. The allegations were out there. But like I said, I never thought he'd be playing as much for Arsenal. The fucking the PR club. Do you know what I'm saying? Why on earth would they continue to let him keep playing when you've got that hanging over your head? That's what I don't understand. But they did it. So any backlash that Arsenal get as a club, it's your own fault. It's your own fault. You know, it's your own fault. And if Thomas Partey's guilty, throw him under the jail. If he's not guilty, then he's not guilty. But there's enough evidence to charge him with. So for me, that is a big thing. That's a big thing. Now, fuck off. It don't matter about your quality. It don't matter about, you know, the state that Arsenal's been left in because our best midfielders now left the club. It don't matter about none of that. Football in terms, it did matter. But now we know what's been going on. Now we know that there's enough evidence to charge him. And the reason I say that is because of this, right? The court of public opinion is going to make their decision regardless, whether he's not guilty or whether he's guilty. Diddy's been found not guilty for certain charges. I don't know what, and I don't know what he's been found guilty for. I haven't checked it out. But is he ever going to be able to shake that P. Diddy thing now? No, he's not. The same for Young Philly, the same for all of these guys. Look at Dutchavelli. If you're from the UK, you know about UK rap, you'll know about Dutchavelli. What happened to Dutch? Cancelled. He never got charged with anything. He never got charged with anything. He never went to court. Thomas Partey's been charged and is going to have to go to court. That is the difference here, people. So now, if he's guilty, throw him under the jail. Throw him under the jail. Because I don't advocate for anything to do with RSA, anything to do with young children. Burn them alive as far as I'm concerned. because I've had experience and people in my family close to me that's been victim of those things. Burn them alive. And I ain't mincing my words. Big up Capo though. Let me get into the chat. Big up Dre. I avoid discussing whether Arsenal should have let Partey go, because if he was innocent, he could have taken legal action. So much issue should not be linked to our football club, as they ham our image. No, they do, bro. But that's what I'm trying to say. The club would have known about it. Did the club care about the image? The club would have known what the police have got. You understand what I'm saying? There's enough money, but and you know the thing that's scary. What I said in my video that I made, and this is what I was saying about Streamlabs, right? Because I made my video. The audio was fine, right? But it was jittery on the video. So I couldn't use it. Do you know what I'm saying? I couldn't use it. So I just said, fuck it. When I can go live, I'll talk about it. When I go live, I'll talk about it. But it's the club's fault. It's the club's fault. This has been going on since COVID. We should have been distancing. I can't even talk. Distancing ourselves since then. That's what we should have been doing. Not keep playing him, are innocent until proven guilty, but there's more evidence to say that you're guilty than there is to say you're innocent at this point in time. Now, it could come out that you are innocent, and cool, but it don't matter. When you're in this thing and there's enough evidence to charge you, then Arsenal should be backing up, and making distance. That's my opinion on it. Yeah, it's not down to me. It's not down to any Arsenal fan, to control what our players do. But, everyone's in the group chat. This is bad on Arsenal. This is bad on Arsenal. This is looking bad. And who's getting it, bro? It's us getting it again. When we keep getting linked to Chelsea players, it's us getting it again. Now, I'll just round up on Thomas Partey. I think the club knew. I think it's a bad look from the club. I think they've handled it wrong. Yeah. And I think, you've known for a long time that he could be charged with this, and you've rocked up with NordVPN. That is your solution. Oh, no, it's not, because it's Zubimendi's replacing Thomas Partey. All right, cool. But we still ended up with NordVPN. We've lost Partey and Jorginho, and I don't want to hear cope. I don't want to hear cope, because NordVPN ain't good enough. I don't want to hear about it makes sense. I don't want to hear about all of this other little logic you're trying to tell yourself to help yourself sleep at night. Talk yourself out of that. How about you give me a reason why we keep funding Chelsea? Chelsea's just been charged as well by UEFA, alongside Aston Villa and a few other teams in world football. They've been charged whatever, 30, 40 million. We're about to pay that charge for them. And we're about to help you send Sancho back. And we're about to take his wages off your wage bill. We've already taken Kepa's off your wage bill. And now we're going to give you your money to pay your fine. Why are Chelsea being fined, bro? Because they're taking risks. They're trying to buy. They're trying to build their squad. They're trying to achieve something in football. And what do? We are the biggest cucks. Honestly, bro, this club makes me sick. This club makes me sick, guys. It honestly makes me fucking sick. It's a walking embarrassment. And we're the ones who have to face it. Like I said, I wake up every day slapping myself, pinching myself. Am I still dreaming? And now every day, this Madueke thing isn't going away. How are you going to explain that? Harry Semi-Face, Tom Cunton, huh? Henry talks bollocks, yeah? Terry Flewers, you know what I'm saying? How are you going to cover this up now? How are you going to make sense of this? Cope. That's all it is for Arsenal fans. I don't care if you like my opinion, bro. It's cope. Oh, it's not so bad as a backup for Saka. Yes, it is. Ethan can back up Saka. I'm waking up and I'm seeing raw. So we can't renew Ethan's contract, and we're talking to Madden. Why are we fucking taking their rejects every single year, bro? Why are we helping them out every single year without fail? What Chelsea player has come to Arsenal and succeeded, bro? None of them. Buying Havertz has fucked us up for like 2-3 years. We can't buy anyone. We can't do anything because of this fucking guy's wages. 65 million down the drain. Absolutely, bro. And here we go again. We're getting buoyed off by Chelsea. And who has to take all of the stick for it? Not just me. I'm saying us, Arsenal fans. We have to take it. We're the ones getting bantered. We're the ones getting laughed at. Klarna FC never can just go and pay the money. You know what I'm saying? Negotiating for asking prices. Like, we are a fucking joke of a football club. That's what we are. 2025, and you're trying to talk to me about Noni Madueke. Are you fucking sure? Bigger Alfie, Noni Madueke bread. The fuck do we want this prick at my club for, bro? 50 million as well. We can't even sell players for that. You're trying to tell me he's worth more than Martinelli? Martinelli's better than this guy. Ethan done better than this guy last season. Why the fuck are we gonna buy this guy as backup? No one can tell me that's good business, bro. No one. Zippy, all you fucking little company guys trying so hard to be Illuminati. That's how you can tell. They're not in pictures doing that. They're just agreeing with everything Arsenal does. That's how you can tell these guys are company guys. All you want to do is, can I come to the next press conference? Can I get a press pass? Can I come on TalkSport? You fucking nerds. And you think these guys care about Arsenal? They don't care about Arsenal, bro. They care about their careers. You're like these fucking, that African Romano, bro. Le fucking skunk, le raccoon, about the African gooner. You're a raccoon, bro. You're digging in everyone's trash. Oh, I know that this guy's having a baby because I follow his missus, you fucking stalker, bro. That's what you are. You're not a YouTuber, bro. You're a wannabe journalist, bro. How about that? Hold that. I go and that. Like Northside says, hold that. It's gonna be these guys. Let me see. I'm gonna troll YouTube today. Let me see it, bro. Let me see. If any of you man have the clips, send them in to me. Views on Sport. I'm on X. I'm on Instagram. I keep asking you lot to do that. If you lot got any clips, send them in. I'm gonna sort out which server I'm gonna be using. I probably have to pay for Streamlabs because StreamYard going up to 60 buff a month. Are you all right? And I don't even get paid. Are you all right? No way. But I'll sort that out by tomorrow and we'll have the clips back. Explain this. This is what they're trying to do. That's what you're trying so hard to explain it and not look like a dickhead because you look like a cuck. You look like you're sitting in the corner of the room and there's 5 men mashing up your missus right now. Every hole. Just going mad. Airlock. You know what I'm saying? You're just sitting in the corner. You're not even allowed to beat it off while you're watching. You just have to sit there with a hard on, you know, like, you see what I'm saying? That's what we are, bro. Cucks. 2025. I never said goosebumps, you know. I never said be excited. That's coming out of the club because this is what they do. They wave the Yokeres, they wave the Rodrigo, and then we walk in with Madueke bread, bro. We walk in with NordVPN. Top 4 signings, you know. Top 4 signings, and here we are, big 6th of July. It's about to be the 7th. We fly out for pre-tour or pre-season on the tour on the 19th, Mumsy's birthday. That's not long. And because Arteta wants all of these players before pre-tour, what is that going to be the next excuse? Oh, we had to get Madueke bread because Rodrigo was taking too long and we wanted all of our players. But we did try to get Rodrigo. Doesn't this sound familiar, guys? Don't it sound familiar? We tried. We tried FC, Klarna FC, Layaway FC, Lies and Deceit FC. I've been telling everyone. Now I'm seeing it all over the internet. But you know where you heard it first. Like a lot of stuff that gets said. And I am going to blow my own trumpet. And what? You heard it here first. Money laundering and human trafficking. Someone tell me I'm lying. Find me the evidence. You heard it here first, people. I've been telling you. I've been telling you, bro. I've been telling you. Turkish wilding out. Madueke. Man's looking for Matisse. Big him up. That video was joke. I've been telling you this for a hot minute. Shane's been telling you this for a hot minute. Everyone on this side has been telling you this for a hot minute. Where's all of our apologies, guys? Oh, no, just calm down. Just calm down. Because I'll take Madueke if we get Eze and Rodrigo and Yokere. Why do we have to compromise? Why are we going to waste 50 million of the great fucking British pounds on a Chelsea reject? Why are we going to help their PSR out? Why are we going to pay for their fine? On top of that, we're going to give you a little bit of money on top. We're going to pay for your fine. We're going to take everyone's wages off your hands. We're going to allow you to send Sancho back. Do you know what I'm saying? We're going to get you the shittest keeper that you've got in your club, like off your books and his wages. Do you know what I'm saying? What are we doing? The way that we help Chelsea, it needs to be investigated. Now, I don't know if you guys went and watched my little deep dive video talking about Arteta under scrutiny and the injuries and the hamstrings and all that kind of stuff. I wish I would have made that longer, to be fair, but please go and watch that, guys. It's not doing too badly, but please go and watch that, innit? Leave a like on it. Let me know your thoughts. I did want to do a video on Chelsea. Why are we keep helping Chelsea every year? Are we Girona? Are we their sister club? Have we been bought out? is there compromising pictures? Because I was the first one to say that. Now I'm hearing everyone saying it on the internet. I don't mind. But sometimes I have to point it out that, you know what I mean? You get it from the source over here, bro. You see what I'm saying? But I don't mind because it needs to be questioned, bro. Why? Oh, what is it? What do they have over us, bro? Because they're out here breaking rules and breaking laws and getting fined left, right, and center. That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? The same for Aston Villa, other clubs smaller than us, getting in trouble because they're daring to believe. Look at what Aston they might have spent and they're having money problem, but look where they are, bro. Couple years champs, UEFA, you know what I'm saying? Europe pushing on. They've built their name up now. They could probably attract players or whatever. Look at where Chelsea are, bro. They're in the Champions League just like us. They won something last season. What did we win? Oh, they've spent £1 billion. But look at all the sales that they've made. That's why they're able to do it. Why do we? There's not enough information out there for me to make a deep dive video into why we are stuck up Chelsea's bum every 5 minutes. Every time you need a helping hand, bruv. Forget Good Samaritans. Just call Arteta. Call everyone at Arsenal. I'm convinced, bro. I'm convinced that they've got Cronky, like maybe sleeping with a pig or something. You understand? Or I don't even want to say the next thing I was going to say. They've got compromising pictures, guys. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? I'm saying it as a joke, but honestly, let me ask the chat. Can you just give me a logical reason why? Because we're not taking Caicedo, we're not taking Lavia, we're not taking Neto, we're not taking Cole Palmer. You know what I'm saying? It's always the fucking rejects. They can go out and get Gittins and get João Pedro and Liam Delap, and we go out and take their rejects. How the fuck does it make sense? No one can tell me about Prem proven, because they're proven in the Prem that they're shit, and that's Shane's line, but it's true. That's what they've proven, that they're shit. What did they prove at Chelsea? That they can go to another club and really kick on. Another smaller club. You Arsenal fans thinking that we're going to win something next season. Based on what? On how good we play, because we're shit. We play boring football, counterproductive, non-exciting, don't throw the sink at it. If you want to argue with me, then argue. Come up. Give me your examples, because it's shit. Don't tell me we beat Real Madrid. That's the anomaly. Just like when I got 1.1k views on the Diogo Jota, that's the anomaly. The norm is about 200 to 300, 400 if I'm lucky. That's the norm. Self-reflection, guys. Self-awareness. Be aware. Be aware. That's what I was gonna say to Shane today. Don't even raid me, guys. Like saving my channel. I appreciate it every time, but don't even do it. Let's see what we can do off of our own back. You know what I mean? This is where we are, people. This is where we are. I thought Thomas Partey shit can wait. I'm not even going to go live. Bun Thomas Partey. Of course, footballing terms, it makes no sense to get rid of Thomas Partey because you want competition, not cover. However, with those kind of things lying over his head, he shouldn't even have featured as much as he did. Why have we not prepared more for life after Thomas? No, God, that's your preparation. You've had all this time. You've had a whole year. You've had from March, by the way, if you even want to say about Bert. Because that's another thing. Oh, don't blame Bert. These are Arteta signings. Well, we've got a sporting director, one that's meant to be best in class. Why is Arteta still getting to make signings? That's not his job. You just say the positions you want. The sporting director handles it. Is that what's going on at Arsenal? That is not what's going on at Arsenal. If they are Arteta signings, why is Berta taking pictures with all of them? Because now you're getting painted with that brush as well. Why do you think Chunks distance himself from Philly? Why? Do you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get painted with that brush as well. It's unfortunate, you get me? But that's life. That is life. Also, it's not Berta signings that are. So why is he standing next to them? Because now that it seems to me that you're okay with this, bro. You're okay with trying to sign I can't even say his name. Madueke. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Sink the club. If we sign Madueke, bro, I'm not even watching next season. I'll watch everyone else. I'll commentate on Arsenal. I'm just not watching. How about that? I'll watch the women. Like, I'm done. I'm done. Phase 6, 2025. I'm still buying top 4 players. I wake up and I hear that, you know, this Madueke story's got legs. It's not going away. And now I'm hearing that Chelsea are in contact with Nwaneri. Am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? What the fuck is going on? Are we in the sunken place? Do I need to be woken up out of my hypnotism? What the fuck is going on? And I don't even blame Ethan. Everyone's saying, oh, just calm down. He ain't going to play at Chelsea. He's not playing at Arsenal. He might want to see, if the grass is greener somewhere else. Everyone's all so confident. Why are you so confident? Just like you're so confident that we're not going to get Madueke. Based on what? Because the history tells us we buy the rejects. The history tells us that we're always helping out Chelsea. Why? Meant to be our rivals. There ain't no rivalry no more. We are their little bros. How about that? How about Arsenal fans? Get some shame. Find some shame. It's free. Find some shame. Stop trying to fuck it. All the agreeables, Mr. Agreeables, all of the little wankers, all the little, can I be part of the Arsenal cult? Can I get a press pass, please? Oh, I've got loads of followers because we all want to be validated and tickled and massaged. Get the fuck out of here, bruv. How about that? You lot don't care about this club. Like I said, man, based on what? Because what I'm seeing is the same old stuff. I ain't seeing gold dust coming through the door. I'm seeing Arsenal doing up Klarna FC. I'm seeing Arsenal looking confused. I'm seeing Arsenal trying to do think tank with the PR, and it's not working, bro. It's not working. It is not working. If anything, we're worse off now. We look like dickheads. We've got a manager who's afraid to attack. A manager who don't want a striker. You've been here too long to not get one. There's no excuses, bro. People are still trying to make excuses for this guy. There is no excuses. And the people that do it are just trying to go on TalkSport, just trying to get all of these other little dickhead journalists to come on their channel. They all got to talk in a certain way, like they're professional when they all know this and they all know that. You're little dickheads. You don't know nothing, bro. You don't know nothing. You're little suck-ups. That's what you are. Corporate dons. Corporate dons that ain't got the best of Arsenal at heart. Any other club would sack this fraud, but Arsenal are like, that's what I'm trying to say. Give him time. There's always an excuse. Arteta knew. The only person that probably wouldn't have got the sack is Bert. But not to say that I'm rating Bert, because I'm looking at you sideways, bro. Because I'm not seeing competence at the club. I don't care what anyone tells me. I ain't seeing no competence. Don't tell me calm down. Based the fuck on what? You've been here long enough. I don't expect water from wine or wine from water. I don't expect that. I expect competence, and I ain't seeing not one bit of it. And this whole Thomas Partey thing, bro. You basically put Arsenal in the bin. The same way we keep taking Chelsea's rubbish and throwing it into the dumper truck. These man just fold the club, bro. All you care about is making money. Merch coming out. More merch than I've ever seen in my life. Based on what? Based on the success on the field. I'm seeing Don so confident. Oh, I ain't saying it's going to be the league or the champs, but we're winning something next year. Based the fuck on what? On your feeling in your fingers? I feel it in my toes. You ain't got no evidence, bro. No evidence. Based the fuck on what? Now, let me give you, I'll say this. If the next 2 weeks passes and we sign Eze and we sign Rodrigo and we sign Gyökeres, now I'm not saying it can't happen. It's possible, but is it likely? No. We're probably going to end up with fucking Watkins and fucking, you know what I mean, Madueke bread and someone shit for the left wing, or they'll play Eggy bread on the left wing. That's what they'll do. And we tried to get Rodrigo, we tried to get Gyökeres, but there was no striker in world football. Like, it's bullshit, man. How do you guys still fall for this rubbish? How do you still fall for it? There's no way we're going to get Madueke. Based on what? Havertz, Gallas, Willian, fucking, Jorginho, David Luiz. The list goes on and on. Kepa. We've been linked with Nkunku, linked with Jackson. The list goes on. You can do a whole fucking team of Chelsea rejects. What Chelsea player has worked at Arsenal? Why do we keep helping them out? This club is finished, bro. Just fold the club at this point. We're getting Berta in, and we're buying. Our transfers are staff members. There's only two players that signed a contract, bro. Maybe the other players are like, fuck, what are we signing for? Based on what? What ambition? NordVPN and Kepa. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got two CDMs that's left, and we've bought into. Great. We're still in the same position, bro. We needed more, didn't we? crazy, bro. And no matter how you want to spin it, right? No matter how you want to spin it, Norgard and Zubimendi is not better than having Partey and Zubimendi, or even Partey and Jorginho for me. No matter how you want to spin it, as of now, we're weaker. Now, I'm not saying that Zubimendi is going to be a total flop in the league. I'm saying he's an unknown. Everyone's gassing it up, but he's an unknown. There's potential there, cool, but it's still an unknown. But like I said, from the club knew about all of the other stuff with Thomas Partey, this shouldn't even be a conversation, because Thomas Partey should have not even been in the team, bro. We should have been distancing ourselves from time. And the fact that we didn't, and I've heard people's argument, oh, but it's innocent until proven guilty. So you're in a rock and a hard place. Do you play one of your best players? You get me? Knowing that he's got that stuff overhead, or have you had information to say that he might not be charged and it's not as bad as that? Listen, it's all about protecting Arsenal as a brand. That's what everyone keeps telling me, right? So you should have just distanced yourself from him. We should have been more prepared for life after Partey. So do I condone it? No, I fucking don't. You get me? Innocent till proven guilty? Yes. However, stay away from my club, because now you've been charged, bro. Dutchavelli weren't even charged. That's what I'm going to say. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying you're guilty, but there's a lot more to it once you've been charged, in it. So there you go. Now you're going to have a day in court. Poor from Arsenal. Poor from Arsenal. They just keep moving like a dickhead. Each and every day I wake up, there's more stuff that just makes you want to jump out the window. I don't advocate for suicide or self-harm. I'm just saying it's making me feel like that. And you got these dickheads smiling and laughing every day. Oh yeah, it makes sense because business-wise, are you a shareholder? I say the same shit every day. I don't give a shit about the business. I'm a football fan. This is a football club. My only worry is Ethan Nwaneri. A big part of my love for this club will die if he leaves. And Chelsea out of all places. Big up Paris. This is what I'm trying to say. They're the moves that shouldn't that alarm you on its own? Isn't that alarming all by itself? Chelsea's out here buying Gittins. They're buying Neto. They're buying Jadon Sancho. They're trying to get proper players as their wingers. What are we doing? Just buying their rejects. And not even the good ones. All of the shit ones. The ones that we can tell you from long time is not going to work at the club. We can tell you from long time they're rubbish. And they're coming in for our player. A player that done better than the player that they're trying to get rid of. Where is the competency at my club? You understand what I'm saying? I can't believe what I'm hearing. Can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my ears. Imagine if that happened. No, of course that ain't gonna happen. Ethan ain't gonna get no game time. Ethan loves Arsenal. You lot are putting too much stock in that. If Ethan goes anywhere, bruv, forget Chelsea, anywhere, bruv. Like, I swear I'm done with this club, bro. I'm gonna have to support from afar, or I'm gonna find someone else to support that's not in the same country. You understand what I'm saying? Like who is running this club at this point in time? I'm convinced it's Ronald McDonald, bruv. I'm convinced. Because all we're doing is making the rich richer, bro. And paying mediocre players big money. And everyone thinks, why is everyone so sad? Why are you so happy? Based on what? Fucking happy clappers, seals. Throw me a fish. Happy clappers, bro. Like I keep saying, everyone's got all this faith and all this confidence. Based on what? Because if it ain't a feeling in your tummy or I feel it in my toes, give me some evidence, bro. None of you lot can. That's the point. That is the point. I'm with you, Paris. If Ethan goes anywhere, bruv, I'm done, bruv. If we get Madueke, bread, I'm done. And pay 40 to 50 million. Great British pounds. When that can go elsewhere. Oh, we had to get this done and now we haven't got money for this deal. Rodrigo's on the bench every 5 minutes for Real Madrid. Go and fucking make that happen, bro. Go and slap down 80 million Great British pounds and let's see what Real Madrid's resolve is looking like. But no. We're more further along in fucking Madueke, bro. Funny, I don't even want to say his name. Madueke, that's what I'm calling him. Madueke, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Man is online calling him Clarence. No, he's not too bad of a player, you know. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bro. There's no logic in the world that can make sense for this guy, for us paying that money as well. If you told me 10 million, big up Troops, he said this as well. You told me 10 to 15 million, maybe my attitude's a bit different. I still wouldn't want Eggy bread. However, If you're barely going to play, you're going to be covered for Saka. Now you can try and tell me about it making sense. But for 50 million, when we need gold dust, and once again, we're getting, I don't know, we're getting glitter. We ain't getting gold dust, we're getting glitter. It's sticking everywhere, bro. Stinks. That's what we're getting. We're getting Gary glitter. That's what we're getting. We asked for gold dust and we're getting Gary fucking glitter. That's what we're getting. How about that? Big up Paris, big up Capo, though. Arsenal are hypocrites. Look the way they treated Ozil, Kitman, Oba. And Oba was trying to go and visit his sick mum and then bring her back to the country. And Arteta knew Arteta is a terrorist, bro. I think he must have known about Thomas Partey. He don't even care. That's what I'm trying to say. Does this guy even care about your staff, your players? Does he even care about them? Pushing players on the pitch, injured. A small squad by design. Why? We were fighting on four fronts, or supposedly. Arteta can't even do that. You're telling me that's the man for my club. Now we're harboring, you know, alleged rapists and sexual assaultists and all that. Sexual assaulters, I should say. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're doing now. And we're meant to be top Arsenal, classy Arsenal. We never do all of that because we're too busy being classy. Where's the class now? Chelsea rejects, housing rapists or alleged rapists and stuff like that. Where's the class now? Making money over fist. You're making so much money. And I need to go and do the research. Maybe that will be my next deep dive. The actual money that Arsenal make. Because a lot of people are fucking drawn in thinking that we're broke. But we're a self-sustaining model. How can you, man, be happy with that when we've got two multi-billionaires who own our club? We're self-sustaining, but we're paying their insurance on their ranch every year. How are you okay with that as fans? Because what are we getting in the deal? Like I said, everything can run how it's running. And if we was winning on the field, then a lot of this wouldn't matter. Because we would have had our dopamine fix. We would have been happy. If you give us what we want for one time in our lives, you'd go and make some money back. Go and get Yokeres and watch how many shirts fly off the fucking shelves. I will go and buy a shirt. Go and get Rodrigo and watch if you don't make your money back within the next 2 months. Right now, the club needs to do something big. And you thought that little shitty Zubamendi news that you've announced 1,000,000 times is going to make up for what's just gone on in the last couple of days. Eggy bread and the rapist Thomas or the alleged rapist Thomas. Like I said, we don't know Wagwan. What do you do? Well, I tell you what you do. You distance yourself from the player, innocent or not. And it is a shame, but that's just what we got to do as a club. Until we know Wagwan, we can't make a decision. And there's a chance that you might go down for this. So you have to move on. Not play near enough every game for us. Being in promotions, being on. Who's thinking at the Arsenal? So you guys knew. So now you make us all look bad. Now you make us all look bad. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, Capo, we are hypocrites, bro. We got into the box. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. I'll tell you what I am going to do, though. I'm going to get... There's 1 or 2 more things I want to go over. I'll put the little link out for a little bit, but I don't know how long I'm going to be on for. Obviously, the numbers are not numbering today, but maybe this is the norm. I'm saying the numbers are not numbering. The other numbers are the anomaly. This is the norm. So big up all of you in here, my viewers. Nothing but love. You get me? I need you guys to come here. I need you guys to show love. I need you guys to share the live. Let's try and build this community in it. You know what I mean? I am going to have a couple of delays here and there because I might have to be moving spots, setting up internet elsewhere. But stick with me, man. I'm going to be here, people. Big up into the box, man, each and every time. Big up Rabona. I hope you're well today, miss. Big up views and everyone. Thank you for dropping a little message on my post. And everyone that did, just say to keep your head up and hope everything's all right. It's all right. It's Mumsy's health. It's my health. It's lots of different things. But, you know, we will be here. And I feel like you guys are my friends, innit? The people that come in there every day that really fuck with me. Like, it means a lot. Big up Rabona. Definitely appreciate you, miss. Big up Dre, another person I appreciate. I said before, they say a club like the Arsenal don't have pull, but it's actually in the wrong areas. When we are when we are a football club. There are so many perks to being a professional athlete. There is, bro. And do you know what the other question that I was gonna say as well? I nearly forgot it. And big up the Southern Gooner for this as well. Look how all of this just came out the day after he's left the club. You think Arsenal never knew about that? You think Arsenal weren't ready with the Zubimendi news? They probably wanted to drop the Zubimendi news maybe even before, or they were ready to drop it soon as the party news dropped. But obviously, Diogo Jota tragedy happened in between that. What the fuck is going on in football? Look at that for 48 hours. We get Diogo and his brother Andre dying in a tragic car accident, and then we get T Piddy, the couple of days after that. Arsenal knew it. They knew all along. So I'm not giving them no benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm telling you, people. I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt. You can't get onto me and start. But what do people do? What do people do all over the internet? My club's getting bashed, but it's your own fault. It's your own fault because you did know, and you carried on playing this guy, bro. And there's no excuses for that. There ain't. So as much as I can't sit there and say, I don't support Arsenal anymore. Of course I do. However, I'm gonna condemn you in it because you deserve the condemning. You've been moving like a fraud in the transfer market. You've been moving like money launderers and human traffickers because the logic behind what we do is totally out there missing. If anyone can find it, please let me know. And then you've been housing this alleged rapist, bro, and sexual assaulter. I'm sorry, bro. Whether it's innocent or not, distance yourself until we know where I'm going. I'm sorry. That's how it goes, unfortunately. His career might have been mashed up, but so what? That's how it goes. What did you do? You carried on playing, Donny. Arteta knew. He doesn't care about the players. He don't care about the fans. He only cares about himself. That 15 million that's going into his bank every fucking year. If he wanted a striker, we would have had one. You're stupid if you believe otherwise. The first people coming through the door are mini fridges, and Chelsea's real. I cannot get over the Chelsea thing, guys. It's like they've literally got evidence of someone cheating or sleeping with a pig, or do you understand what I'm saying? I don't even want to say the next one, but you know the gist. They've got real bad information because every 5 minutes we're digging out Chelsea, and we're not going to the rest of the Premier League and saying we're going to take Semenyo off you, we're going to take Kudus off you, we're going to take Elise off you, Eze off you, and bullying the lower teams in our league for their best players. No. We're going to a so-called rival, one that we're always helping, by the way, and we're taking their rubbish. Any recycling, guys? Anything for the charities? That's what we're fucking doing. That's what we're doing. Why are we taking the rubbish? We're funding them to then go and get better players. Do you know what I'm saying? Why on earth would they be trying to contact us about Ethan and trying to get rid of Madueke bread? How does that make any sense? And then we're the person to say, we'll take the eggy bread. I like eggy bread. It's absolutely crazy. I can't explain it, guys. If I had hair, I'd be pulling it out. Big that into the box, though. If you want to jump on for a little bit, let me know. Fuck it. I'm putting the link out, bro. Like I said, if there's especially new people that want to jump on. You got to have cameras going, though, guys. You got to have cameras going, man. Because I get told a lot of the time, man. You know what I mean? I know some of these guys might be friends and people that you're close with, but it looks bad up from the outside where the camera's not on. So if you want to come on, please have your camera going. Paris is bigging up Rabona each and every time, man. Paris around here regular as well. People looking for these wrenches in it. I'm trying not to give them out as often because I keep getting told you're giving them out too freely. Stop giving them out. This, that, and the other. But I just want to give back to the people that come and show me love in it. It's mad. It is mad. Yeah, Paris man, them hearts. Love that. Arsenal buying Star Dog for Cali, bro. I can't even do my claps because I'm on StreamYard. I ain't got no sounds today, bro. Look at that for analogy. Star Dog, who's killing my people, by the way, for Cali prices, bro. Cali prices. We're going into McDonald's. You're seeing that they got a 99p menu, and you're out here trying to pay £5 for a double cheeseburger that costs 99p. That's what we're doing out here, bro. That's what we're doing. What an big yourself up, Capo. What an analogy, bruv. We're buying Star Dog for Cali prices, bruv. Cali prices, bruv. Big up Yorkshire Gunner. I want to try and have him on the platform for Under the Lens. Big up Ola. The Fight Week show. I definitely want to get him involved. I still been messaging Chinks trying to sort that out. You know, I messaged Catch, but he weren't on it. Maybe I'll have to have both of them on, Catch and SB. So big up the catch up. You know what I mean? We will try and sort some shit out ASAP. Big up Mr. Battered, man. Hope you're good today, bro. First time I'm seeing your face. How you doing, bro? I can't hear you. You all right?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. How you doing?
Perfect. I'm having a bit of echo. Hang on.
A bit of an echo. Maybe you haven't got YouTube on in the background. I hope
that's what it was. Just shut
that might be adding to it. Let me see if I can just turn your mic up a little bit as well from here. Edit mic settings. Can I turn it up a bit? It's not letting me. All right, because you sound a little bit low. Kwaja, hope you're good today. Just give me one moment in case I've missed any chats. Like I said, bigger into the box. If you're still in here, you want to jump up quickly, you are welcome. If I was an Arsenal fan, I would be in the hospital with stress. You guys go for bro. So I'm saying, bro, it's Rabona. Thank you, miss. There you go. It's nothing but stress that they want to deliver us to, you know, or dish up to us, and all we're getting told is be calm. Rabona, you don't want to know how I feel. Big up Capo. Big up Paris. He said I need a psychiatrist trip, bro. That's the shrink psychiatrist. We need it all, bro. We need a retreat. You know, we need it all. Big up Capo. This club made me stressed. Next year, all Marvel phases. Fuck Arsenal. That's what I'm trying to say. More phases, more windows than Microsoft, and then we get Madueke shown. Just bear with me, please. I'm going to bring you guys in a second. I just want to get through a couple more of these comments. Thank you for your patience, guys. Madueke at club. I signed out, bro. Signed out. Big up Static. Welcome in, bro. Hope you're well today. 9 likes, like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm not expecting big things today. Because it's all been a little bit kind of impromptu. Capo is generally, I don't know how you guys do it. Rabona, we are stressed to the max. Big up Paul Brady, another Liverpool fan. Hope you're well, bro. Obviously with the Diogo Jota news. Same here, mate. Things will work out okay. You're a sound bloke. Thank you, my guy, man. And you've been here from day one, so please make sure you keep coming in. Liverpool fan, but you know you're one of my day ones, Paul. So big yourself up. Hey, views, no nonny. This football club, angry face. I'm telling you, bruv. Big up Static each and every time. Hello, all the mods in the live chat. That's another important guy, Static. So big him up each and every time. Andrew, welcome on in. Another guy that's come over from Shane. According to Fabrizio, Gyökeres is advancing. Now we will get into all of that. Fuck it. I might as well ask you guys now. Rabona, well, I've stressed far too long for this club. Hey, bruv, it's mad. I'm getting grazed by the day. But anyway, you guys, I don't really want to talk about this too much because, like I said, one day is Sesko, next day is Gyökeres. We get closer and closer every day. You know, and then we hear stories. End of Arsenal or one of these other fucking Twitter dickheads saying, "Oh, Gyökeres is closer." Then Fabrizio comes out and poo-poos it and says, "No, from what I know, nothing's happening." We'll start with Mr. Battered, first time on the platform. What do you think? You know, before I even get into the Gyökeres stuff, there's a million things that we can talk about with Arsenal. Let's talk about the Thomas Partey thing first. Let's talk about that. Yeah, let me get you guys' view, and I'll come to you after Kwaja. Thank you for being patient. But obviously, Mr. Battered, first time on the show. Liverpool fan, someone that shows me all the support in the world. Thank you for coming on, my bro. I appreciate it. Noni Madueke, Thomas Partey. Talk to me about Arsenal from an outsider, bro. What's your thoughts?
Well, firstly, views, thanks for having me on. First time on air, so it's really great to be on. Kwaja, big up as well, mate.
Big up to you, bro.
Yeah, on the alleged Thomas Partey stuff, right? I think it's obviously it's a bad look. You can't have, you can't say nobody has known about it. I think it's a known fact within the club. Now, whether those allegations are proven or not is something that will come, once this goes to court and once there's both sides of the story that come out. So I think let's wait for that before we start giving out too much of chest one way or the other. But I do think the club knew, and from my perspective, and this is my perspective, you should have erred on the side of caution and just suspended the player with pay. till this whole thing got resolved. Because I don't think it would have taken 3 years as it is taking now if you had suspended the player much earlier.
What do you think? I'm going to come to you in a sec, Kwaja, and I'm going to ask you the same thing. So, Thomas Partey, Madueke, all the things that's going on at Arsenal. What do you think about this Madueke thing, bro? Do you think it's all smoke and mirrors, or do you think there's anything serious in it?
It's an absolute joke. So, well, it could be serious as well. Who knows, right? Like it could be real. But I do think the news that's coming out today. So, firstly, congratulations on the Zubimendi one, finally getting it across after 15 tries. So he's finally your player, and he's got a number, so it's confirmed, right? So he's got the number 36 apparently. So you know he's in. Now Gyökeres, that seems to be the one that's confirmed today, or going to be confirmed today, and that's coming from two good sources. So I reckon you have that one over the line, which is again going to be a relief for you guys, because I think that ends the Sesko conversation for a bit, hopefully.
If there's a God, if there is a God, then he is listening to my prayers. I make dua every day, bro. Do not bring this guy to my club. Do not bring Sesko to my club. If there's a Lord in football, please.
But would you be upset if they did bring in Sesko now that Gyökeres is done?
If they bring in Gyökeres, cool. You can bring in Sesko. But like I said,
which is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And sorry to interrupt you. A lot of people keep saying that, oh, you'd be happy if they'd done this and if they'd done that, but they're not, though, are they? What's their first moves? What are the first indications that we get? It's the same old stuff, isn't it? So of course the hairs on the back of my neck's gonna stand up. Of course I'm gonna start getting hives. Of course I'm gonna start feeling worried. You know what I mean? Like, I use this analogy all the time. I don't advocate for domestic violence, but if you're with someone and they only give you a slap when they have a drink, and then you see them walk into the house with a bag of beers, are you not going to be scared? Or are you going to say, hold on, let me be calm. I know he's got beers, but it's all, let me just wait and see what happens. You're not. You're going to say, hold on, we've got beers. I'm going to worry for my safety. And when Arsenal keep doing this, bro, we keep talking about Madueke. The first signings are a goalkeeper. We've got Zubimendi in, another mini fridge. So it's like, well, I'm not filled with any confidence that we're actually going to do the things that we say we're going to do. So that's
listen. The Madueke thing isn't as bad. I mean, it's bad, but it isn't as bad when you bring in the Nwaneri situation into it. I think that's where it gets a real,
No, and I'm going to bring in
Kwaja dirty lens. Yeah,
I'm going to bring in Kwaja right now. Even without the Nwaneri, Mr. Battered, my guy, for me, like, that is bad news, Madueke. Imagine if he's come to Liverpool, bro. Would you take him at Liverpool?
No, I wouldn't. But I wouldn't exchange him for someone like an Elliot, for example. That like if he's just coming in.
Apparently it's separate because I think Ethan's still got a little bit of time on his contract, but we're trying to give him a renewed contract. And obviously his representation, quite rightly, are asking for guaranteed game time, because the way he got treated at the end of last season was abysmal. So whereas Arteta bin Laden probably cannot guarantee, it does leave it up. I wake up every day pinching myself. I cannot believe it. Chelsea's going to come in for someone who done much better than Madueke bread last season, and then we're going to go in for him, and then it's a small chance that Chelsea, if anything breaks down, they're going to wait in the wings. I cannot believe what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. But anyway, Kwaja, I know you've been waiting patiently, my guy. Thank you for coming on again. Let me ask you, man, all the same questions, my guy. We'll go through it. Thomas Partey, Noni Madueke. You can give me your thoughts on Gyökeres and how we're moving. Give me your thoughts, bro.
So for the Thomas Partey situation, I've seen like Shane, Carl, they got angry with it. I understand that, but the thing with the allegations, right? It's been going on for the last 3 to 4 years. I think the club knew about it, and I think they didn't do anything. I just feel as though the fact that Arteta's going, it's allegations, guys. It's just allegations. It's nothing true, guys. I mean, he could have just suspended the player. That should have been that's what should have been the case. But the clowns that we have, the excuses, it's allegations, because allegations mean it's false. But it's now the court will have to decide whether Thomas Partey is guilty or not. And if he is guilty, he's in big trouble. And we've basically played a criminal at this football club.
We should have erred on the side of caution. Sorry, carry on, bro.
And I just feel as though the fact that this club are trying to hide everything, they're just trying to cover up everything. But it's allegations. What if the allegations were true? What would happen? Our club's absolutely dusted.
Mm. Mm.
And you see the quote.
What
I
do you?
think that
Sorry, go.
says the board aren't going to do anything. They think that they don't know, but they actually know. They just don't want to admit the truth. However, if Thomas Partey is not guilty, he can play football. But the people who have reported those cases should face serious consequences.
Oh yeah.
It's like the Benjamin Mendy and the Greenwood. I don't think Man City kept him, and Mason Greenwood, Man United let him go because of this, because the case is effective.
Regardless. Yeah, regardless of whether it's true or not,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're innocent. You still can't play. They let him go.
Yeah.
Maybe you can say they're doing well, but it's great that he didn't sign the contract, because if he did sign the contract and he was guilty, then that's embarrassing.
I'll ask you another question as well, yeah, because when I made my video on Thomas Partey, I was asking the same thing, like, because there was talks that we had open contract talks with him. Like, what is going on at the club? Why would you be doing that if you know? Now, obviously, that could be lies, but we had all the stories that Thomas Partey's family's happy in London. You know, he just wants to keep his same, or he wants 250 a week, this, that, and the other. We was getting all that talk. You know, talks have opened up with Thomas. Why on earth would we be doing that when you know what's hanging over his head? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, you know, have we really been prepared, guys? I don't know. Lots of questions. Kwaja, what do you think on this Gyökeres thing? Because, like I said, I haven't been on X today. I've left X alone for a couple of days because of the Diogo Jota stuff. When I saw people on TikTok begging for gifts, I said, I got to come off for a couple of days. I've got to, because I'm going to crash out of the whole fucking world. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. Yeah. And Diogo Jota ain't even my player. And you've got people putting their face on the internet asking for gifts because they're sad about them people should be burnt alive. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. This ain't a politically correct channel over here. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be on AFTV. I'm not trying to be a journalist. You're always going to get my real opinions and thoughts. You know, that is disgusting. So I've come off X for a while. So when I keep hearing Gyökeres is happening, Gyökeres is off, we're close to Sesko today, we're close to I just ignore it. Can I see someone holding up a shirt? But you guys might have seen the news. I haven't. So you're going to have to let me know. Obviously, I've asked Mr. Batter quickly, Kwaja, what's been going on? What are your thoughts on the Gyökeres deal?
To be honest with you, I've seen David Ornstein reporting it. I don't believe in that clown because he just reports random news about like, oh, Gyökeres's deal is going to be done and all this stuff. You've come out with Fabrizio saying it's advancing. I just don't believe in these reports because some Arsenal fans are going to go, oh my God, Victor Gyökeres is coming. Oh, he's coming. We're cooking. Calm down. The deal hasn't been done yet. We don't know that he's coming because they just report news to fool us. Because I just I don't believe in these news. And people say that the transfer window is a success. Well, it's not, because it's still a 2 out of 10, a minimum of a 2. Because it's not just a striker. We need a left wing, right back, left back. Because let's assume Timber and Ben White get injured. Who's going to play right back?
It's not even just that, bro. I say because since Ben White's cutting, I'll bring in Mr. Battered in a sec. Since Ben White has obviously come back and he's been playing through injury, he's obviously the club waited ages to put him through surgery. Then he had to have the surgery. Then he's being rushed back to play again. You know, it's really, and I said it in my deep dive video. It's really negligent from the club, innit? It's like they don't believe in. It's like they don't believe. I don't even know, man, or they don't care enough about the players, you know, to give them enough staff to get across the line. I mean, in terms of the window, I mean, people are sitting there saying to me, the window's not done yet. And I'll come to Mr. Battered now. I just want to see, because, you know, I haven't been on X. I don't know what new words they're put into the article to make it different. Because it seems like that's what happens every day to me. They just put one new word in the article and then they're able to regurge the same story. What have you seen today, Mr. Battered? Have you seen anything that's kind of convincing you? Or
so I think today it does seem like it's more or less done, because the way they've worded it, it's to include the contract length and stuff like that. So I think a journalist wouldn't put out that sort of information if it wasn't more or less confirmed. I think the only unconfirmed bit at this point is the transfer value. So they're looking at something like 80 million euros is what Sporting wants, and Arsenal have offered 70 apparently. So
Oh my
it's
God.
again, doing that
Oh,
2 to 5 million thing here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that probably get done over the next couple of days. But I think coming back to your question about the transfer window, I think it would have looked a lot different if these two deals were done in the first week of June, and then you got in your bits and bobs like Norgard and stuff. Because what it's now done is given you basically 5 weeks of uncertainty and gossip on the net and stories flying across all over the place. And it just looks really, really bad and stressed out everyone, basically, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if this was the other way around, I think you'd have been a lot calmer. You'd have said, hey, you know what? We've got our main number 9 and Gyökeres in, and Zubimendi, who you've needed in midfield, knowing that you're going to lose Jorginho. And the party thing was uncertain at that point because it was more a contract issue.
Of course,
The legal issues was something completely out of the blue. So yeah, I think if the window was the other way around, this would have looked a lot better. Not saying that it's a bad window, but yeah, there's still work to be done. I think you still need a left winger. You still need a couple of fullbacks, I think, in my opinion. What you have at the back is not good enough to sustain a challenge. I think it's good for a top 4. It's not good for
Yeah. Like right now, so like I keep saying, and you're right. And let me make this abundantly clear. Whether I think Sesko or Norgard are good enough players is not the point at this point. It's the point of what you said, right? Now, someone like Norgard, someone like Kepa, they would never have been coming to the club if I was in charge, because they would have never have been on the list. There might have been someone on their level, someone that's a Schmeichel, or even trying to just Chesney will bring him back for a season, or we'll go and get a free, or we'll take a risk on goalkeeper because Neto only played one time last season, so we'll take a risk and we'll promote. That's what I would have done. So when people say to me, you're only moaning because of the way that it's happened, yes, there's an element of truth there, but I'm gonna make it clear, I would never be happy with these players, but it will be a lot easier to accept if we would have went and got, like you said, addressed what we needed the first.
Exactly.
Because then that would have indicated, like you guys at Liverpool, that we're moving a little bit differently, not to expect the same. Now you would have given me a little bit of evidence, a little bit of something to show me that, okay, maybe I can have faith because Bert's come here now. Soon as the window's open, we signed the 9 that we've been needing for years. We've signed a CAM to compete. Or now you've given me something to believe in. Now when people tell me the transfer window ain't open yet, calm down. Based on what?
Yeah.
Because until today, when Zubimendi has been announced, and even that don't make me feel happy because you've been telling us, for ages that we're getting Zubimendi, so I can't be excited about old news, right? But if even now you want to drop the Gyökeres thing, yes, that will make everyone feel a bit happier. That will give everyone a little bit of a buzz because of the bad PR that's going around the whole club at the moment. Not just for Chelsea, but for the Thomas Partey thing. Do you know what I mean? You need to do something for the fans now. So you are right. You are definitely right. I'll bring Kwaja in now. You are definitely right. But let me just make this abundantly clear. Norgard and Kepa would never be Arsenal players if I was in control. They would never have been on the list. Who would you have got? I would have used Moreno in his actual position. I would have put Miles Lewis-Skelly as a 6. I would have put, the best 6 in the Premier League aside from Rodri back into his position. I would have went and bought 8. That's what I would have done, bruv. Yeah. How about that? Do you know what I mean?
If I may just jump in quickly, I think today there was a news that's just come out, actually, that's doing the rounds on Twitter, that Douglas Luiz wants out of Juventus, and he's valued at 25 million euros, right? And this guy's, right? So he's like 25 million euros for a guy who's 27, who's got extensive Premier League proven experience, which all the clubs talk about. He's played for Brazil. Now, would he be a better signing than Norgard if he had waited? I think he's a far better signing, and I think that would have given the fans a lot more positive view. That's why I say that the sequence of your window has been weird, because they could have waited on Norgard. Norgard is not going anywhere. Nobody wanted him. So that could have been done on 31st August if you're that desperate for it, so it's a bit of a strange one.
Kwaja, my guy, man. Have you actually seen any news on this? Because like I said, Fabrizio, I don't believe everything that Fabrizio says. I don't believe everything that Ornstein says, but I tend to believe Ornstein a little bit more when it comes to Arsenal, because I believe that he gets fed information. The same as Fabrizio. They're part of the cabal. They get fed news to keep pumping out. We all need content. People that come on that's got a channel. We all need things to talk about. Have you seen any news that makes you feel like we should take this a little bit more seriously than all of the rest of the crap we've been hearing for weeks?
To be honest with you, I've only been listening to the Victor Gyökeres deal. I was on Dan's channel, Dan Potter's channel with Igal, and Igal was like, "Oh my god, Igal! Oh my god, the Victor Gyökeres is coming to Arsenal! Yay!" I'm like, hang on a minute, the deal hasn't even been done. I just don't believe in news. I only believe in what the BBC and the Sky Sports News, because they're more reliable than these two. I just feel as though the fact that the way that they spread the news around, I just feel as though the fact that they just, it just fools me. That's what I think. I just don't believe in them. I just wait. Like, okay, wait. We have to wait first, because all the time I hear, "Oh yes, we're cooking." First of all, we could have done this in the first place. We could have done the Norgards and that later. But today we've got the Zubamendi deal, and everyone's like, "Oh, happy," and that. Well, I'm not happy. This deal should be done early.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing, "Oh, it takes time." Well, okay, it's the deal's done, but why can't this deal not be done like August or something like that? We could have bought a striker, a left wing, and a right wing, a possible number 10. That would have solved the issue. But the way this club is run, I'm sorry, but it's just the fact that striker is not enough. I mean, even if we get a striker, not sign a winger, it's still a 2. I'm sorry, because if you don't improve on your wingers, how are you going to score goals? And I don't blame Victor Gyökeres. It's just that the clown that we have as a manager is basically, imagine Victor Gyökeres is in the box, the wingers do nothing. He's just going to stand the same. Where's the goals going to come from? He's just going to be in the box.
And this is the thing I say about Gyökeres as well, because I feel like to myself, do people actually watch Gyökeres? Because if you do, then you would have seen him making runs from the halfway line, pushing people off of him, powerful runs, making the space for his own shot. I ain't seen Sesko doing that. If you actually watch them both, Gyökeres don't score headers. He does score headers, maybe not as much, but do you know how much this guy makes his own chances, bro, and puts them away, driving from the halfway line? So the reason why, and I'm saying, look, yes, Gyökeres can come and he could fail like any other player, bro. Even if you have played in the Prem before. Madueke's played in the Prem before, he's rubbish. So all that Prem shit means nothing. We've seen with Lukaku, we've seen Andy Carroll, we've seen players go from one Prem team to another and flop. But you've got more chances of doing well because you have got knowledge of the league. There is a point there, right? Gyökeres could do bad. But at the same time, he's more of the calculated risk. I want my club to start buying players for Arsenal, not for Arteta's system. That's the one thing I want to point out. Because then no matter what, because if Arteta can't get a tune out of Rodrigo and Gyökeres, like, I think that says it all, bro. Do you know what I mean? Really and truly. And then we got to keep these guys for the next manager and see if that guy can get a tune out of them. Because if we go and buy Sesko just because he can jump high, and I watched a clip of him yesterday. Yeah, he's a great kangaroo, but what does that mean, bro? That's all I'm saying. If you get him instead of Gyökeres, now if you go and get me both, then I'll say, cool, we're actually moving like a good club. We're moving like we're getting for the now. Because 20, and I want to ask you guys about the ages as well, because a lot of our club, he's too old. 27 is the prime of your career. 27, 28. That is the prime of your career. Look at Lewandowski. Look at Harry Kane. I don't want to hear about age. What do you got? Let me ask you both. I'll start with Mr. Bat. What do you think about this whole age argument, bro? Because I'm sick to the back teeth of it. Like, the first thing we hear is, we're gonna get Sesko because he's younger and he's got more resale value. I'm not a shareholder. I'm not a business. I don't care about any of that. I want to win now. What's your thoughts on all of that, my bro?
I think there's some scientific backing to it, right? Like, so all the data nerds that look at signing of players, they obviously have certain metrics they look at and say age is one of those things, but it cannot be the be all and end all. You know what I mean? There's other factors you look at. It cannot be the defining factor when you pick a player. So yeah, it's a bit overdone. I think it's really a bit overdone, this whole age and resale and all of that stuff, right? So that should be secondary. What they should be looking at is, what is his conversion rate going to be if he's a striker in the Premier League? If he's a defender, how good are his aerial battles? Does he stay fit? Those things matter a lot more than age, in my opinion. But obviously, businesses are run a bit different, and that's where the problem lies. The football club has become a business these days,
and too many fans. Sorry to just jump back in. Too many fans want to use that as their cope. They want to use it as a reason to sleep at night. But it's
That's
business.
right.
But it's business.
Yeah.
We are a football club first. None of us would be here without
That's
the
right.
football. Do you understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? The club, these guys wouldn't be able to get rich every day, every year, every month if it weren't for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? So keep us happy.
Yeah.
You know, what you guys are doing, Liverpool fan, keep you happy. There's no complaints. You guys are walking on air. You know what I mean? Kaja, what do you make about this whole age thing? Because we just went and got Norgard. So what's the excuse for the age, bro?
I just feel as though the fact that age doesn't even mean anything. Lewandowski is like nearly 37. He's still playing for Barcelona. He's going to be like 39. He's going to be like 38. He might be playing the World Cup at 37. Strikers want to continue playing. Kane is nearly 32. Sesko is 22. He's 5 years younger than Victor Gyökeres, and he still can't score 20 goals. The guy all the time I've been hearing he's good at his height. Still can't even score open goals. The guy can't score one-on-ones. Like, if you want a striker, get a proper striker. Oh, but Victor Gyökeres flopped at Brighton. All the time I hear, oh, but he flopped at Brighton. Oh, but it was a Farmers League in the Championship. It's still a league. Every league is different. You just have to respect every football league. And you got to realise the fact that if you get a striker that's going to score goals, I'm happy. But I just feel as though the fact that the haram tactics Arteta puts out is going to make Victor Gyökeres flop. And I want Victor Gyökeres to do well, but this terrorist man, this terrorist football.
That argument for Sesko is even worse because your team doesn't even cross the ball in. So what's the point of him being able to jump?
When we do, there's no one in there. Maybe that's why they're going to say now, we've got a mobile lamppost, everyone just long ball. We're turning into Stoke in phase 6.
Imagine if a ball comes in, imagine the goalkeeper's out of his goal. Sesko's trying to jump and he still misses the ball. Imagine open goal, he blazes the ball over the bar with his head. Imagine if he goes for a jump.
I don't know if anyone's seen the compilation of his misses because there's only so many compilations you can watch of his goals because there's not enough sample size. I say this enough. You can't tell me that with Gyökeres. I can watch a whole 15-minute video of him in the Championship fucking it up, and I'm not even going to apologize for my language. There's no comparison. What Arsenal fans like to do is cope. That's all they do. That's all we do. And those guys, and like I said, you know, when you watch musicians or Hollywood people and they start doing things like that, they want to be a part of the cabal. That's what these guys do. Harry Semeyu, Tom Canton, Flewers, all of these guys, they want to be on TalkSport. They want to be giving press passes, bro. So they start agreeing with everything. That's them doing that. That's basically them doing that. Because how can you agree logically with Madueke, bro? For that kind of money as well.
You know, views on the Madueke thing, right? I have a cynical take on this. I think the whole reason this particular rumor caught so much legs and picked up so much speed, I think the injury to Saka is a lot more severe than people think it is. You know,
it is.
I think he's not ready for a intense full season, which is why they're looking at someone to potentially come in and play a lot of games actually in his space.
Why are we not serious about Mbeumo? Do you know what I mean? Or even Kudus, bro.
Kudus,
he might turn to Spurs. This is what I'm trying to say. Other clubs are making good moves, and we're making moves that don't make sense. We're making moves that need to be explained. That's my point. It's so fucking annoying. It's so.
But then the other thing to it is, right? So if the injury to Saka is that serious, then go for Rodrigo. Put your nuts on the table, as Kenny Ken would say, you know.
Because we don't want to do that. We're Klarna FC. Do you know, like Shane says, we're going to dangle Rodrigo and then walk in with Madueke. This is what we do. This is the history of the Arsenal. So until I see something different, until I see Gyökeres holding up that shirt, you can't tell me to be calm. That's my point. Based on what? I've been asking it for days. No one can give me a reason. That's right, because there is no tangible evidence to tell me to be calm. However, there is tangible evidence to say that we're still following the same patterns that we usually follow. Tell you about the gold dust, bring in the glitter. That's what we normally do. Now, yes, it can change this season. It can, and it might. But until it does, don't tell me to be calm because you ain't got no reason to. and I've got plenty of reason to be upset. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Let me get into a couple of more of these comments, and I'll bring you guys back in. Like I said, thank you for coming up today. Big up CJ. I'm so glad you're getting Gyökeres because he's so shit, and we have better striker options now. Thank you, Arsenal. Well, you sound like a Man United fan. Or are you? Oh no, is that Diogo Jota? So you might be a Liverpool fan actually. First and foremost, Gyökeres ain't shit. He might not be as good as some of the strikers of old, but football is not the same level that it was even 10, 20 years ago. So there's that.
It's
Yeah,
dropped massively.
There's that. Secondly, when you look at the pool of strikers, bro, Liverpool will be biting your hand off to get someone like Gyökeres. Who else are you going to go for, bro? Sesko, our leftovers, Lautaro Martinez, maybe. Okay.
Marcus Thuram.
Yeah, who are you gonna go for, bro? Ollie Watkins. There's a listen. I'm not even gonna diss Ollie Watkins. There's more of an argument for him coming to Arsenal than there is for Sesko. He's at the right age. And let me just say this about Gyökeres as well. He's twerking for Arsenal. He's at the right age. He knows if you don't get a big club now, where's your next big move gonna come from? Straight to the Champions League, straight into a position where I don't think we're going to win nothing next year. But from the outside looking in, for all of the copium positive fans, this might be like a dream project. You might think you're going to win something next year. You're a lot closer to winning something with Arsenal than if you go to Man United, for instance. Do you know what I mean? But Mbeumo's gone there. Cunha's gone there. These are two players I wanted at Arsenal. And I'm going to go back to Mr. Battered's point about the right wing, because I agree. I've watched, and I asked you after Kwaja, I've watched Saka this season, and he don't look the same. That's worrying for me. I've said it. You might have heard me say it on this channel. He ain't looking the same. Like, why are we not telling Mbeumo, don't worry about Saka, because lo and behold, you're probably going to get loads of football this year. You know what I mean? That's a great point by Mr. Battered. Kwaja, let me bring you in. What do you think about, those things that we've been talking about? What do you think about Saka? You feel like he's going to be back to normal next season? Talk to me.
I just feel as though for the fact that Saka is not the players before, because we've seen the hamstring. I think he has a scar on his hamstring. I think the problem with Saka is that he has to track back. Every time we lose the ball, he has to track back. So that's the thing with
laughing at this comment. Yeah, go on. You're right.
Western Holding FC. You just have to keep tracking back. And if Martinelli tracks back again, he's going to keep getting injured. And we've seen how we're easy to play against. We're getting found out. And people get too cocky about, but look at the fixtures. The fixtures are against us. Look at the Madueke thing. Like I said before, I remember telling you that it was a backup for Saka. It's a backup for Saka, guys. Goosebumps, guys. Getting goosebumps, guys.
It's hives. It's hives. And even if it is a backup, I'm saying Nwaneri done better numbers than Madueke last season. Nwaneri done better numbers than a lot of these wingers last season. Even Pedro Neto. We've got him at the, Chelsea are going to try and get him from us, and we're going to try and get in Eggy bread. But you can't hear. Oh, I thought you said you can't hear, Kwaja.
No, I'm good. Yeah. I find this whole concept of a backup really weird. Like it's a new creation for this transfer window. Like, I've never heard this whole thing about backups ever in my life. Like, ever.
It's Arsenal, Mr. Battered. Sorry to just jump in. I'll let you talk now. It's copium. It's hopium.
Yeah.
It's Arsenal. Competition, not cover. I've been saying that. Like, that's my fucking. That's my slogan for some political, fucking whatever. That competition, not cover. That's what we need, right? But that's what they do. The Arsenal fans, copium. I'll let you come back in. But it's all right. It makes sense because it's only cover. It makes sense because it's only 5 million. It's just cope, bro. It don't make no sense. Sorry, carry on.
Absolutely no sense. And I think that's where the problem lies. I think this disease has been spread by, some of the bigger online fan bases and channels that create all these phrases that are now becoming, stupid.
They
bigger fish to fry and whatnot.
Yeah. It all comes down from the manager and they all just use it as well.
Yeah. So they keep repeating that shit.
Yeah.
So this whole talk of backups, silly, absolutely silly. Like, you should be looking at players that you want. Like, if logically speaking, if you're a manager or sporting director, you're looking at your squad and you find gaps, you say, what are the top 3 players available in that position? I don't give a shit who's in my side. Who are the top 3? I'm going to go for those top 3, right?
Exactly.
And then manager, you figure how the fuck you want to use them in the team. Like, I don't care how you use them.
Good problem.
That's your problem.
Yeah, good problems to have. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Competition, not cover. But this is what we want to do. sorry, as Klarna FC, as Layaway FC. You know what I'm saying? Installments. This is what we want to do. Oh, back up on this. It makes sense because of that. It don't. And these guys, this is what I try and say. Everyone says that we're the baddies. We're bad for the club. We only want competency. We only want winning. How can we be bad? You guys are enabling everything that happens. You guys are bad. You know what I mean? You guys are. But anyway, we got the assembled. He said Xhaka was allowed to stay after his behavior. Standards dropped from boardroom to players just to have more money and more problems, self-inflicted. I didn't buy the club to win trophies. Yeah, the famous line from the Cronkies, bro. And people seem to forget that. But now we're seeing it in full effect, in my humble opinion. But I can't even remember what happened with Xhaka. Do any of you guys remember?
Was the Xhaka one was it about the red card situation with Xhaka? Or was it the one we got?
I don't think he was kind of involved in something that was the same as what we're dealing with now.
Are you mentioning? Is this got to do with when he took off his shirt and he told the fans to fuck off? Is that the behavior?
No idea. It might be. That's what I'm saying. Big up the assembled. Let me know. Let me know what situation you're talking about, please, if you don't mind. Discipline problems, maybe. But yeah, but I agree, bro. I agree. You guys would have known. You guys would have known what the police would have had. Yeah, because you guys have got the power to hold the story. Because no one was talking about that until Party left the club. Surprise, surprise. I think not. Not. So the club, I'm sorry, bro. You are going to be painted in a bad light because of this. Because you knew. You had Zubimendi, and what was I saying on loads of streams? Why are you not showing us a pre-agreement with his signature? If you show us that for Zubimendi, all of the hype stops. We know he's coming. We know no other clubs coming in for him, but no, they didn't do that. What did they come out and do today? They come out and said, and Sky, I read it. Oh, the pre-agreement that saved Arsenal. This, that, and the other. Why didn't you just come out and say that? That no one's guessing. We know that he signed the agreement. There's nowhere else he can go.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say about this club. They move like, I don't know if you guys have seen the film Law-Abiding Citizen. I say that because Gerald Butler is what's called a think tank. I don't know if any of you guys know what a think tank is. It's what all the government and the politician use. These are the people that come up with the excuses and how to spin positives in all of bad situations. This is what they do. They've got moves, 2 steps, 3 steps ahead. We all knew that the Zubimendi news was going to come out today. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Well, views, it's all about engagement, isn't it? Positive, negative. It's all about the clicks. So the club is just playing your fan base because they know you're the most agitated and involved fan base online.
And we want validation,
like by far.
Yeah, we want validation. We want to be tickled and told that everything in life is great. That's Arsenal fans. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So I mean, the Zubimendi thing is done 15 times before the signing. So this could have been announced in Feb. Then they brought in this whole PR about how great your club is because you're letting Sociedad get to their financial year. And that's when I started looking up financial years, and I saw actually the Arsenal one finishes on 31st May. So I didn't understand what they were talking about. So when I brought it up in some of the forums, then they started saying like Simeon and the rest were like, it's the Sociedad financial year, which is from 1st July to 30th June. So Arsenal is being accommodative of that particular date. So I said that you can always do a contract and do the post payment.
Exactly.
That happens in every job, right? For every person.
We don't know these things. That's what's so crazy.
So if I apply for a job and I have to start 1st of August, I get a letter saying I start on 1st of August. Right? Doesn't mean they have to pay me from now. They pay me from the 1st of August.
1st of August. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So all this could have been done. So it's a whole bunch of PR.
Yeah, and they think people don't know this, and they contradict themselves, and the manager just comes out and bold-faced lies and stuff, and they think that no one's going to pick it up. They come out and say that we're broke. Like, do you think everyone's an idiot? Do you know what I'm saying? It's absolutely crazy, bro.
And also, Mr. Battered, by the time Zubimendi's coming to Anfield, he's going to get a lot of boos. Watch when he gets all the boos and the jeers. When he comes to Anfield, he's going to get a lot of jeers. I have a strange feeling that when he rejects Liverpool, I knew that he's going to get a lot of jeers. When we go to Anfield, he's going to get a lot of jeers.
Khwaja, he'll be used to it by then because the very first game is United away. So he's going to get rammed at United away because the way they're going to come out.
United wanted him as well? I don't know. And Arsenal fans are embarrassing, bro. Let me just say that, bro. Arsenal fans are embarrassing.
Not about them wanting Zubimendi. It's the fact that, they've played before. They know how it is.
Yeah.
And Casemiro bodied him.
Exactly.
Bodied him the last time.
Locked him up.
This time they have Cunha and Mbuemo. So just imagine that, So
And imagine if they got Gyökeres. They were my 3 targets. I'm like, go and get me Cunha, Mbuemo, and Gyökeres. And now United looking like they've got 2 of our targets. Because Mbuemo, I'll take him right now, and I'd pay the 65 million. And you know what, Mbuemo? You might even be playing more than Saka this season. That's what I would have been telling him. Yeah. That's exactly what I'd have been telling him. The same for Cunha. But you don't want to come and displace his teachers' pets, the Odegaards, the Havertz. This is why I'm trying to say he is a detrimental problem for our club. You are stopping us from moving forward, stopping us from progressing, stopping us from having the best of class in those positions for your teachers' pets. So if anything, we're worse off than what we was when you took over, because these mediocre players now are on more money than the players back then. Aubameyang, Ozil, at least they had reason to be on that money. Do you know what I mean? That really pisses me off when I hear that. But it's a great point you said. All of these Illuminati wannabes, Mr. Agreeables, how are you going to spin this? How are you going to spin the Thomas Partey situation? How are you going to spin Madueke, bro? I can't even call him his real name. Eggy Bread. How are you gonna spin that, bro? And tell me it's good business? You're not going to spin that. And the fact that they're even trying to do it, that shows you everything. They might as well just be doing that in the pictures, bro. They might as well just say I do blood rituals. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's corporate, pyramid scheme. Big up Kappa. I'm gonna get into a couple more of the
pyramid
comments.
Scheme,
you guys. Sorry, go on. What was that, Kwaja?
The thing is, right? They always talk about like Zubimendi stats and numbers and all this passing, but I don't think you actually watch Sociedad games. That's the thing. I don't watch La Liga. I've seen Lee watch it. He would tell me how good is Zubimendi. But if you're going to use stats, that it just makes no sense. It's easy if you just watch the geezer play, because you look at his line numbers, his passing. I remember Lee did emergency mail for Igal. Lee asked Igal how many Sociedad games you've watched. He didn't even answer the question.
He couldn't answer. We know that.
He just doesn't want to answer simple questions. He's just
Igal reads the information and just believes like Athletic. Like anyone would have thought Athletic was the 10 Commandments, like chipped into stone, because the way that he reads from the Athletic is like he's a fly on the wall. like this guy, and he comes on the internet and tries to argue with people based on, at least says it all the time, where'd you get that information from, bro? Oh, from Fabrizio, or from the Athletic. And you're really coming on and arguing with people.
Even Fabrizio bodied him on Twitter yesterday. Did you see that?
Did he? Like I said, I've not been on X for a while, so you're gonna have to let me know.
It's quite amusing. Like he got.
So what did he say, Mr. Battered? What did he say? What did he say?
Just wait for more news in it. Like if you go and have a look, Igal has co-tweeted one of Fabrizio's tweets, and he's come back at him.
I've seen the gal going on, and sorry, because Kwaja was talking about watching Dan's show, and I see a little bit of that before I was getting ready to go live myself. He's on there smiling, he's laughing at people like we're all like we're the crazy people, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He's laughing and smiling. We're the crazy. Why are you so bad? We're cooking.
He's a caricature, mate. He's playing a character. He's really is playing.
Honest, and maybe he is honest. Like I said. Yeah, like I said, there's people like me, and I feel like he is the complete opposite to me. I can watch him and get physically annoyed because I just looking at this guy like, how does your mind think? And he must watch us and do the same thing. However, what I will ask everyone looking in, they say if you see 2 people arguing, you can't tell who the fool is, right? And that's the same with the top and the bottom gooners. I'm going to ask every rival, everyone from the outside in, if you listen to my logic and you listen to their logic, at least mine's based on some facts. Theirs is just based on feelings in their tummy, bro. Marty Pello settings. If you know about wet, I'm showing my age now. Yeah? I feel it in my toes. That's all they've got. You haven't got no evidence. You ain't got no facts. You ain't got nothing to say based on the fact that we just bought Gyökeres. He was the first guy through. We're going to go mad this summer. I can say, you know what? At least you've shown me something. Maybe I can believe in that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit mental. And the factions are strong, isn't it? So you have the Arteta inners who are obviously the majority and loud. And they also have a manner of speaking, isn't it? Like when I watch the panels, their standard tactic is to jump onto the one guy who's trying to make a point. Like they just go in like a pack of hyenas. So your original point that you're trying to make is lost. The logic is completely gone. Like you can't have a rational conversation. and that seems to be their strategy. So I think it's a bit strange, but they are loud, like they're super super loud.
Someone got YouTube on. I'm hearing a
Yeah.
bit of an echo.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me.
I don't have it on my
No?
bedroom.
Quaja, anyone? No? All right, cool. No way. But you're absolutely right. And these are the people that, so when people from Arsenal go onto X or they go onto YouTube and they see all of the corporate guys, Mr. Agreeables, saying everything's fine, where is the pressure for them to, do you know what I mean? To have some competence. You know, that's what I will say. Let me get into a couple of these comments though. Big up Paris. He said the PR hid it very well. The fans can't be blamed for this, but it happened under our watch. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, when there was the whole Super League going on, all of a sudden people are protesting. But we're taking in Chelsea rejects every year, and no one's got a bad word to say except for people on our side. It makes no sense. Like I said, scam, pyramid scheme, money laundering, whatever you want to say. There's no, if someone can just give me any logical reason as to why we're doing this, then I'd be happy. Then at least I'll have something to mull over. Because at the moment, I can't make no sense of it. Big up Rabona, my president out here promising my players 1 mil bonuses if they win the Club World Cup. Well, yeah, because you get like 100 million for winning it, innit? Worthy payments, unlike Arsenal, who are just dashing money for nothing, can celebrate in second. Well put, Rabona. I think you're a Madrid fan, you know? And people keep saying, oh, we can't all be like Madrid. Why not? Why not? You know, their fans put the pressure on their president. If you don't go and get me gold dust this year, you're out of here, bro. Yep. And it works pretty well for them. Man City and Chelsea wouldn't be the clubs they are today if they didn't go out and spend loads of money. And you have to keep spending money as well. So this whole myth that it ain't FIFA, it ain't Football Manager, shut up, because it is. Yeah, it is. Because all
and if you actually,
sorry, go on.
Sorry to interrupt views. And if you actually look at Madrid, they haven't spent really that much on transfers.
No,
what they spend on, what
signing fees.
Yeah, what they actually spend on is signing on fees and winning bonuses. So when you win games, you win competitions, that's where the players get really high bonuses, which is what it looks really big when you look at it on Capology and stuff. But it's actually inclusive of all those bonuses. So it's a different model, and it's a winning model, right? So that's how you attract players to come to your club, play to win. And there's incentive for everyone, right? Right from the player to the manager, to Perez to keep his job for so long and stuff like that.
Exactly, because you have to be voted. If you're the president and you don't do work, you don't do bits, you're out of here, bro. And then the next person comes in. It ain't this sentimental thing that we do. Like all of a sudden, all of our fans, their last name is Arteta. Like it's ridiculous, bro. They love managers and players more than they love the badge, and that is what we need to stop. 100%. Bear me, you got you. I can hear. No, not me. But yeah, I could hear a little bit of echo. Big up, Quaja. Let me get to some of these comments though, because I feel like I'm just ignoring the chat a little bit here. Definitely feel like I've missed my spot. Oh no, there we go. Well, big up Wahaha. The text, the chick release spell rape. That's what I'm trying to say. There's evidence. There's texts that he's been charged. Like I said, if you're from the UK, yeah, and you're a little bit younger, you might know about a rapper called Dutch Avelli, right? Who's famously got cancelled in the UK. He never got charged. There was no court date. There was no nothing. It was just a court of public opinion. Thomas Partey has been charged. There will be a court date. So there's a lot more to it. And Arsenal knew that, guys. So yes, it's not our fault as Arsenal fans, but it's happened under our watch, and we're all going to get tarred with that brush. Big up Static Views. It's official. Zubimendi has joined Arsenal. Typical. The timing, yeah, exactly, occurs predictably when Arsenal go for Noni. Unbelievable. Not just that, we're trying to get all the personal, and they want to use the excuse that, oh, we're not talking to Rodrigo yet because of the Club World Cup, but we can talk to Noni and get personal agreement done with him. He's at the Club World Cup as well. Make it make sense.
Just doesn't make sense, does it? It just doesn't make sense.
It's lies, bro. It's lies. Like, what is this?
They're just gonna say, oh, but that doesn't. It's irrelevant. Oh, but it's irrelevant. That's just irrelevant. It's the same thing. So
and all of the in the nose come out and say all of these deals are separate to Eze, separate to Rodrigo. It's not, bro. It's not. Like at this point, I feel like we're either gonna get Eze or Rodrigo. I don't think we'll get both of them. And I all I can do is hope and pray that the Madueke news isn't true. But I've got all of the bad feelings in the world to say this is going to happen because all the evidence is there. We bought a Chelsea reject just this season. He was our first signing. How can you tell me to calm down? Yeah, not even Bournemouth wanted him.
They're like, oh, but he's got someone. That guy. Do you remember the guy that said he was born in '97? He was like 2 years old. Do you remember that guy that said that?
Money Penny.
Money Penny, right? He said Kepa's a good goalkeeper. He's kept the guy's kept 6 clean sheets out of 33. How is he a good goalkeeper?
Listen, our goalkeeper got the golden gloves with 13 clean sheets. That's rubbish. That tells you about the Premier League. We scored 69 goals. How many is that less from the season before? Our defense was conceding a lot 23. More goals. There you go. You understand what I'm saying, Dick? But this is what I'm trying to say. People like him, people like that's got to sit in front of Jamie Carragher and Paul Scholes. Why? Because all they do is they just agree with everything that the club do. That's why they get there. That's why. Because they're yes men, just like all of the journalists. You're not journalists. You're not real people. And if you can sit in there and not even ask Arteta a difficult question, like, come on, bro. Otherwise, they know if they ask a difficult question, you're not in the next press conference. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the point.
That's why you don't hear anything on the Timber interview, right? So completely dead and buried.
Oh my God. I covered it. Shane covered it. Lee covered it. All of the people on our side of the fence covered it and said how bad it is on the club. Arteta should be sacked for that alone. Arteta should be sacked for the party stuff alone. Even the Cronkies, get out of my club. Everyone that knew, you should all be sacked. But
you know, over the last since the interview came out, basically, Mr. Waffle and I have been in Zippy's stream every day, literally every day, right? So him and I would take turns to ask Zippy the question. Zippy, have you looked at the interview? You know, what do you think? Why is the club not saying anything? And you know, the first few times he said, "Oh, I'll have a look at it. I haven't read it, not seen it really."
I've not seen it. Of course, you've seen it. Just like the Mutant Channel. Sorry, go on.
By the fifth or sixth,
I have looked at it.
So by the 5th or 6th time, he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it, but you know, players play injured. It's fairly normal. What was the manager supposed to do? You know, what else could the manager do?" So it's completely, you know, defeatist. Like the whole argument is silly on that
because
front.
it doesn't suit and that's what
it doesn't suit the narrative.
To explain away little things. Oh, players play through injuries. No, bro.
Yeah.
Not like this. That was a damning statement from Timber. When he said I was in so much pain, I was angry. Like I wanted to go and beat up Arteta. What do you mean your players are in so much pain? Look after them, bro. Yeah. You think Ben White's going to be the same either? Because everyone keeps telling me we got Ben White as cover for Timber. No, we ain't. Did you not watch him last season? He was behind the play on so many. You're going forward, you're all right, but going backwards, you're rubbish, bro.
Yeah,
you're rubbish. You're not the same player. I'm sorry, and I like Ben White. That's why I was saying, go and get me Tariq Mitchell. Go and get me Ola Aina. They're both on a free this season, and we ain't done nothing. You know, Liverpool went and got Kirk.
I mean, all of us watching the games on TV or at the stadium, we can see the players struggling, mate. The players were struggling. Like you can look at them and you know they're not ready. You know, so you can't tell with your medical staff and you training them on a daily basis.
There's no way the medical staff are saying, you know, just play him anyway. There's no way they're going to say, look, he could physically go on the pitch, but we don't think he's ready. Arteta, out you go. And it's his fault. Don't tell me about he's got a small squad or the players ain't good enough. It's your squad. You assembled it. You built it. You let 12 players go and only 4 players come in last season. It's on my video. I done my research. That's on you. That is on you and the board. Sorry, bro.
Speaking of your head of medicine, Zaf Iqbal, look him up. Like I sent you some stuff on Twitter.
Oh, okay. I'll look.
Yeah. So this guy who's your head of medicine right now used to be at Liverpool. So he was a club doctor, and then he became head of medicine.
Right.
And then for family reasons, he moved to London, and then he got a job with Crystal Palace.
Right.
He was the head of medicine there, and then he came to Arsenal.
Right.
Now, the only interviews I see of this guy on the net, maybe others can find more in the chat, is of him talking about how wonderful it is to work with Arteta. And when he joined the club, apparently Arteta was one of the guys who interviewed him. So I'm thinking in my head,
why the fuck are you doing? Sorry.
Exactly. Why the fuck is a manager involved with a club doctor hire? Like, makes absolutely no sense, right? And through all of this, he's never talking about in any of his interviews about the sort of medical science he's implementing or, what is he doing new? None of that stuff. What he keeps saying is, oh, how great Arteta is, what a culture of a family you're creating, and that kind of stuff. So it just seems a bit odd The reason I brought it up is because when I saw this guy on the sidelines, I never knew he was your club doctor. So when I saw this guy on the sidelines, I was like, hey, that guy looks familiar. So I went to look it up and realized Zaf Iqbal. So this guy has got a terrible history when he was at Liverpool as well. We had a lot of injuries when he was our club doctor. So now it just seems a bit odd that this guy's at Arsenal and you have all these crazy injuries. So I would say keep a look.
It could be to do with him, but I also think it's definitely 50-50 with Arteta because, like I said, he doesn't trust the squad that he's built and he doesn't care enough for the players. You've got a broken toe, you've got a throbbing ankle, you've got ligaments. Get out there and play. Do you know what I mean? That is what pisses me off to the highest degree.
I'm coming from the perspective of views. If I'm your friend, if I'm the club doctor, you're the manager, right? And we're on friendly terms. I'm not going to tell you don't play the player because he's injured. I'm not going to give you a medical opinion.
Oh, yeah. You're going to give me
I'm going to give you a friendly opinion. You know what I mean? So I think there's a bit of a compromise happening right now and why so many injured players played last season and the season before. So that's something to look at.
You can blame them both, the Arteta and the medical team. But it's malpractice. It's what is it? Malpractice is negligence, bro. So all of the players were dropping like flies last year. What did you do to help them? Nothing. You kept playing them. When Havertz came back, he's meant to have been bulked up. He don't look no different. You're on the floor more than you're on your feet in those 2 games. He didn't even look ready to come back. This is what I'm trying to say. It's like
you said, Havertz is going to get stronger, guys. Havertz is getting stronger, guys. He's back, guys.
He's on the floor like every single minute, bro. Every single minute of the game, I'm seeing you more on the floor than you're on your feet. And I'm just like, man, like, this is the guy that's going to be starting for us next season. I mean, I hope we get Gyökeres. I hope Gyökeres keeps my man fully out of the team. Do you know what I mean? But here's where we are. And the point I was going to say is that it's like Chinese whispers with the eyes, not with the ears, because we're looking at 2 different things. I look at these players and it's like, what the fuck are we paying the money for? Where other people will look at them and say, do you see what he does off the ball? He's actually a really good player. He's rubbish to me, bro. But that's what I see. That's what I see.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what your top gunners watch, really. Like
Chinese whispers with the eyes, my bro, because what they look at and they're like, oh, I'm loving how we play. Are you not entertained? No, I'm not entertained. I'm falling asleep. I'm bored. Troops is falling asleep on lives. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I need to be pinched to wake up, pain, zap me awake every time because this is rubbish football. We're playing like Stoke. I don't understand it. How can people be entertained? Were you going to say something, Kwaja? Sorry. No? Okay,
it's just that these Arteta sexuals just love Arteta. They just want to back him as much as they can. They just... It was
you're right. They do.
They were just... They're clapping around. They're like, oh, please, Mikel, please stay. We just want you, Mikel. You're just the best manager.
If you just give him all of these pieces, that's what we hear. If you just give him all of these pieces, he's had 750 million. He had 5.5 years. He's had every opportunity to get. How many windows has he had? He's had all the opportunities in the world to get all the pieces. You're the one who, and as Mr. Batter said, he's the one there taking interviews for the medical. Why are you there, bro? If you seem to think that he ain't got a say on the transfers, you're out of your mind. So your talent ID is completely in the bin. Completely in the bin. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, don't try and blame it on anyone else. This guy is little Napoleon. He is a narcissist, and he's literally Arsene Wenger in 5 years. And Arsene Wenger had credit in the bank. Arsene Wenger done stuff to get that credit. Do you know what I mean? That's what I will say. Big up Paris, though. Let me get into a few more of these comments. Hold on. Rabona said, your fans need to hold your club accountable until those toxic ones stop lapping up everything. Nothing will change. And they're making excuses for it. So when the staff at Arsenal look on the internet, look on X, all they see is enabling. All they see is apologists and sympathizers, so they think that they're doing everything right. But there's nothing right about how we handled that Thomas Partey situation. Nothing whatsoever. Big up Paris, he said, Rabona, 100% most of us do, but we're not a majority. We're not. We are the minority. Big up Wahaha, and if you rape your sleeping GF, you're still a rape, bro. You're still a rapist, bro. Listen, I've had family members and people close to me that's been victim of that. Burn them alive. If anyone's been convicted of that, burn them alive. Anyhow, you've got that hanging over your head, you shouldn't have been playing football, no matter what. So there's no excuses from an Arsenal point of view, in my opinion. And we're the ones having to be accountable because Arsenal ain't. They're coming out saying he ain't our player no more. We can't make a comment. We're being more accountable than them. It's always the case. Every time another Chelsea reject comes through and we're getting laughed at, we're the ones that get it, not them. That's what really pisses me off, man. Big up Dre. How can they say when we get Champions League football, we'll be signing World Club? Bro, this is what I'm trying to say. We're not saying it. It's coming out from their mouth. So then when we're expecting gold dust and you keep giving us glitter, why are we in the wrong to complain? Do you know what I mean? Calm down. You're being hyperbolic. You're gaslighting us. That's what you're doing, bro. Like I said, let me just try and get through a couple more of these. I didn't even finish this one. We're still getting EFL Championship players, Europa Conference. That's what I'm trying to say. We're still getting top 4 quality, and we just done second 3 times in a row. Like, make it make sense. Rabona saying Paris, I know. That's why I'm saying until there are no longer the majority, you guys are fucked. We are. Paris is saying facts. Dre, big up Jimbo, man. Nice to see you in here, bro. Big yourself up. Hope you're doing well today. Saying big up views on sport. Big yourself up, my bro. Big up Rabona. 3 years of them taking or talking down the victim social media to protect him. That is bad. That's what I'm trying to say. Facts. You guys knew. You guys knew. And you still ran with it. So there's
views. I don't know if you saw the article yesterday or day before that said Partey was actually taken in for questioning 6 or 7 times and released on bail.
I saw it yesterday,
right?
And
so,
bailed.
Crazy,
so they knew.
Crazy.
And not just that, Mr. Batter, but did you see that? Did you see the walking walrus on AFTV doing an interview with Partey's lawyer? Apparently, you guys knew what's going on. You're all out here trying to protect him, and look how the story never came out until he left the club as well.
That's right.
So you guys have got power. You guys have got power. That's why when all of these other in the nose are talking about Arsenal every day, like you said, my bro, it's good and bad. Any publicity is good publicity. You guys have got the power to stop that rubbish talk if you want, because you did it with Thomas Partey, but you didn't want. You didn't want because you know any PR is good PR, not this PR guy. Anytime it's anytime, bro, don't matter. You got to distance yourself, bro, straight away. Regardless, innocent until proven guilty. Why do you think Chunks left Philly? So you was going to say something, Kwaja?
Please rate the summer transfer window so far out of 10.
Well, let's look at the facts.
Because Top Gooners,
let's look at the
Top
facts.
Gooners have been telling us it's a 7 or a 6 out of 10.
Well, it's not even a 5 at this point in time. If I'm going to be generous, I'm going to give you a 3 or a 4. Not even that. I'm going to give you a 3. How about that? Because the first person through the door, someone we don't need in the keeper. I don't care. We do need it. We don't. We've got keepers. Setford, Hine. Take a risk. Yeah. Take a risk. The second person we've got through the door is someone that nobody asked for. Now I understand that there is a potential there. He might be a good player, but he's not a guaranteed good player, and he's not better than any of the players that we've let go. So we're weaker in my opinion. Yeah. And who else has come through the door? Nobody yet. So as of right now, July the 6th, 2025, it's pants. It's a 3 at best.
Yeah.
Man said 2, and I'd even go with that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still a little bit.
That's what I said.
Yeah. 2. I think I heard you saying 2 on this stream.
I said 2
It could get a bit better, but until it happens, don't tell me to be calm. Let it happen first, and then I'll say, all right, we're moving a bit different. Let's see what we can do. But I'm gonna say 3. Mr. Battered, what are you? You're a Liverpool fan, by the way. From the outside in, Arsenal's transfer window, July the 6th.
Well, I can play 4D chess and tell you it's a 10, isn't it? So I'll be happy if you guys don't make signings till the end of the window. But to give it a bit of a fair view, your order of signings just don't make sense to me. I think what you've done is not convincing to real world-class players to tell them, hey, this club is serious, let's go there. If you had gotten Zubimendi, Gyökeres first week of June, had that done, then you put your nuts on the table and say, Rodrigo, here's 90 million, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? He would have joined, I think, right? Rabona probably disagree with me in the chat, but I think if you put the money on the table, there's very few times a club says no, right? So you probably get a negotiation going. There is a way to turn ahead, right? If you're serious. Arsenal, when it comes to transfers, always look like they call themselves a big club, but they don't behave like one. I think that's a big drawback for you in the transfer market. So to go back to your question about is this to rate the transfer window, not fantastic. I think you got You lost 2 midfielders, and you brought in or 2 midfielders, 1.5 midfielders, let's call it that, right? In Zubamendi and potentially Norgard. You got in a keeper who's underwhelming, to say the least.
Yeah.
And potentially Gyökeres, which is what you need. So I think that gives you the score. The other two really are just making up for what was there last season. So
I hear that. Yeah, and the thing is, even if we did get, say, for instance, we got Gyökeres and we got Rodrigo, all of a sudden that isn't going to turn my window into some 8 or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It will turn it maybe to a 5 or a 6 like I said, we need competition and not cover. And some of the signings, some of the players you're actually wasting money on makes no sense to me whatsoever. But that's cool. I think that's a fair assessment. Big up Jimbo. He's saying apparently Arsenal were in deep discussions with Sporting over Gyökeres. Tweets from Ornstein and now Fab. I mean, well, that's all right. That's looking a little bit different because most of the time when not even Hand of Arsenal, some other people on X say it, Fabrizio comes out and poo-poos it and says no, everything's still the same as it was. So if he's saying that now, maybe there is something in it. But like I said, until it happens, seeing is believing, and all I can base my window on is the facts. But big up Jimbo, let's all hope it happens.
Deuce, may I interrupt you for 1 second? Rabona has just put in something very interesting, right? And we forget about this because it just happened yesterday, which is the Musiala injury at Bayern. So suddenly, so Musiala has he basically broke his fibula yesterday. He fractured his fibula in a challenge.
Wow.
So out goes Musiala. Now you suddenly have Bayern in the market, right? So Bayern is competing for exactly the same players your club wants, my club wants,
every club,
and every other top club wants, right?
Yeah.
So this is the problem with doing your business late. Now you're competing with a factor that you never factored in.
Exactly.
Right? If you had done your business early, this does not become an issue. Now, if you're going in for an Eze, for example, Bayern has taken Elise before from Crystal Palace.
I know, and I wanted to take Elise then. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So don't write off them coming in for Eze, who's best mates with Elise, by the way.
Yeah, of
right?
course,
so it's a perfect swap if they need him. The other one is Rodrigo. Like, if you ask Rabona, where's his most likely destination if, and it's a very big if, he leaves Real Madrid, the order of priority would be for him Bayern, maybe Liverpool, if City are still interested, City, and then potentially Arsenal. So he's not even first choice for you because, or he's not you're not his first choice because he's got other options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now with the situation with Musiala, Rodrigo gets guaranteed time at Bayern if he so switches.
Guaranteed, bro.
And they have the moolah to pay for it.
They have the moolah. They wanted to go for Martinelli. They never got Nico Williams. Of course. And I don't ever think that Arsenal would be the only club in for him. This is what I'm trying to say. We're moving like we usually do. Slow, unorganized. We look like we don't have an idea of what we're doing. Then people are like, oh, but Bert, he goes and does deals with 3 people all at the same time. I don't like that. That's scattergun for me. I don't like that. Know who you want and go balls out for them. That's what you need to do. All this scattergun.
The thing is,
I don't like it. Go on.
The thing is, right, I just feel it's just the fact that it's just that Bert is scared to make the signings. I just feel it's just the fact that Arteta is taking too much control over Berta. And I just feel as though with Arteta's power, Berta's not going to get the signing as quick as possible. Because if you look at Arteta, he's the dictatorship. He's the biggest dictatorship to this club. No club is going to give him all this money. No club will back him. He'll get sacked immediately. And to be honest with you, I do have some sympathy for Berta because I thought Berta was going to come in. Views that I thought that Berta was going to come in and change the dynamics and try and buy the players. But I just feel as though the fact that with Arteta here, it doesn't. Arteta and Berta don't work. Last season, I was looking at Bert in the stands. He was watching a game. I saw him doing this. It looked to me as if he has a big job on his hands. And he knows that with this clown in charge, he's not going to do the best business as possible because he's looking scared. He just looks as though the fact that Arteta has more power and he's nervous to get the signings done because you know what Arteta is like.
Kwaja, while I agree with you, I think it's a bit different It's a bit different in a club environment, right? Now, this guy is not a rookie. Arteta is a rookie, right?
That's my
Berta
point.
is not a rookie.
Yeah.
He's worked with Diego Simeone,
Yeah.
and an owner at Atletico who's a lot harder to deal with. So he knows what tough negotiations are. So I think he's done his due diligence. I think this is a deliberate strategy. If I look at it from the outside, I think he's just letting Arteta make his mistakes. And I think it was maybe Kenny Ken or Mackie, I think, who said,
it was both of them
right?
that said it. They're giving him rope to hang
Rope
himself.
to hang himself. And I think there is a theory to it. There's a certain logic to it.
There is.
However, it's a very expensive way to do
and it's
this.
a very time wasting. I can get hit by
Exactly.
us tomorrow. That's why I say on my streams, I'm not a petri dish. While I understand the logic, it don't mean it sits well with me. I ain't got time like this. Bert is meant to be the best in class. So are you coming here to be a yes man? Quadra's right. You know, Arteta is a dictator. He is little Napoleon. But your CV pisses all over his. So why have you come here? Now I've got to look at you, bro, because you're the best in class. I can't believe you're scared to do anything. I can't believe that. I can't. Do you know what I mean? But Quadra's right. Maybe it is Arteta, and you're right, Mr. Batter. Just like Kenny and Southern Guna, maybe he has been given the rope, because that's what Matty was saying. In America, that's what they do. They've got to build the evidence before they can sack you, which I think is a bit silly, to be honest with you, because the history's there. He's had 5 years. He's had the money. You know, the talent IDs in the bin. There's enough there already. The party situation.
You and I would say, why waste the money and time? But they're paying your manager 15.6 million a year, so I guess they don't mind wasting money.
Oh, no, exactly. And then they'll come out and say, why are we going to do our transfers quick to play players to stay on the beach? I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro. You're paying an amateur 15.6 to win nothing. You're playing Gabriel James like $250,000 a week to be in the hospital every week. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? I'm hearing that we're offering Leandro Trossard more money but no time. Like these are the things I expected to stop when Bert walked through the door, and I ain't seeing no different. So now I'm looking at Bert sideways, bro. Are you a mercenary? Are you just coming here for the money? And if you are coming here just to give him the rope, I expected better from you. Why waste your time? Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to be honest, man. Big up Dre. He said, no wonder party identified as an emergency right back. Homie just wanted to keep things under the rug. Yeah, so he didn't mind he didn't mind wherever they played. He didn't mind nothing, bro. He's probably, I don't know what he was going through his head. Because every 5 minutes, especially when party will come off the pitch, Mikel Arteta's got his arm around him, whispering in his ear. You don't know that this guy's an alleged rapist, bro. You don't know that he's been bailed 5, 6 times. Like you do, bro. And you obviously advocate for it. You obviously do. They got Capo, fans happy being second, buying dirt every window, absolute dirt and rubbish. Exactly. Absolute rubbish. We buy every single window, bro. And then, and like I said, if they did rock up first with Zubi and Gyökeres, then that would be a little bit of evidence to show that things might be different this window. It's not rocket science. I'm not talking another language. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. Next season, I signed out. Big up Capo. Yeah. Paris is laughing at Dre. Big up Rabona. I've seen people in your fan base say, look what happened to Mendy and Greenwood. That tells me they simply haven't actually looked into do you know what it is? They're just dickheads, bro. They can't say anything bad about their club. It's like religion. It's like blind faith. I never do nothing on blind faith. I'm sorry. I never do nothing on, you know what I mean? It could be a family member. It could be my brother. It could be my cousin. If you get arrested for rape, bro, you better be proven innocent, because if you're not, I've got the same energy for you that I've got for anybody else. Burn them alive. Understand what I'm saying to you? So all these dickheads, Harry and Canton and all these mugs, how can you justify it? You can't. That's why they're not talking about it, Rabona. That's why. And that shows you everything you need to know. The power's got the club to the club's got the power to hide the story. The club knew everything that was going on. They didn't care. They played him anyway. So any bad stink that you get from this is on you, because it's deserved. I will never justify what the club's done. The club are accountable, but it's us. It's people like us that have to come on the internet and make them accountable, because the club ain't doing it. Neither are the players, and neither are any of those Canton, any of those fucking idiots. They ain't doing none of that, bruv. You know why? They want to press pass. They want to be on the new tour. Do you know what I mean? They want to say, I've got links with Arsenal. Absolute wankers, bro. Yeah, the club of Arteta, big up Robert. Exactly. The club and the cult of Arteta. Rabona Greenwood one is messed up as she's married. Yeah, she's married. That's what I'm trying to say. when I first heard about the party stuff, I didn't jump out the window. I'm like, all right, he's not going to be the first guy with money to be accused of that. And what did I say? And I even come out and said it on my channel. Would the club be paying him as much if they knew there was any legs to it? Well, that just made me look like an idiot. Because yes, they would. There's me giving you lot a load of credit for thinking, no, we wouldn't do that. Surely, if there's any legs to the story, he wouldn't be pivotal to how we play.
And I think the other thing people need to not conflate, right? We are not talking about whether he's proven guilty or not proven guilty in court. That's for the courts to decide, right? I think what we're talking about here is how your club manages a situation like this, an allegation of this nature, right? I think where the problem for most of us in the chat is, from what I'm reading as well, is why even keep him playing or employed with your club if all this is happening, right? Suspend him first. You think about all the stuff later. Like, is he gonna sue you? Is he gonna come back at the club? Yeah, you deal with it when it happens, right? But you can't justify the action of playing him for 3 years, no less, right? This is not like a 1-2 month thing. You're playing him for 3 years, right? And then expect, if he comes out, for example, now, if he comes out guilty, does not your club look super complicit in all of this? Not in the action itself, but like protecting this guy just because he's a celebrity.
Exactly.
Right?
They knew.
Now, if he's not guilty, yeah, your club comes out as a hero, oh, look,
not even a hero. Not even a hero. Because sorry
But,
to just jump in there, bro. I just feel like they've handled it wrong. No matter how you say it, no matter how you try and spin it, you've handled it wrong. Like you said, you handle all that shit afterwards. Listen, bro, you've got this. You're on gardening leave now. You're still going to get your money, but until we know what's going on, I'm sorry, we can't be associated with that. That's the only thing they should have done. There's no excuses for me. There's not, even if he's not guilty, there's no excuses. No excuses.
And the case wouldn't have taken 3 years if you had done that from day dot, So
exactly, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like I said, they've had the power to bury the story as well. So for me, it just looks 100 times worse. You got footballers, then Quincy Promes. If you know, you know. Then there is this R word. Yeah, I mean Quincy. Let's not even talk about that. Parties probably gets Diddy's lawyer and bust case. But even if he does, he's still not going to be able to shake the stink that comes with it. Even if he ain't guilty, that's the problem with this situation. That's why Arsenal could have only done one thing and one thing only: gardening leave. We'll handle it when we get there. That's it. And they didn't, so they're at fault. I'm sorry, there's no way out of that. Big up Kappa, only case I think.
I bet Arteta's going.
What?
I bet Arteta's just going to go with allegations. He's like, nah.
They ain't going to say anything about it.
Forget about it. Nah, it's just allegations, man.
Yeah, they haven't. What the club's come out and all they've said is that he's not our player, like Top Gooners. He's not our player anymore. Don't try. No, but he done it when he was our player. There's no way to get out of it. There's no way to explain it. There's no way to try and give me anything to say, oh, well, maybe they're not. Arsenal should have just done one thing and one thing only. Gardening leave. We handle it when we get there. That's it. But you didn't. You're even talking to him about extending his contract. Like, oh my God. Like, this club is mad. I'm not obviously going to read out your comment, bro. Big yourself up. Big up Jimbo. He said Party was in the wrong from the outset. Yeah, should have had his contract terminated. Like I said, even if it weren't terminated, gardening. We're distancing ourselves away from you until we know whether we can back you or not. That's simple. Big up Rabona. Capo, remember, if I remember correctly, her parents made her drop the charges because of the fact that he earns big money. Oh my God. And that goes on the parents. That's disgusting for Greenwood. But what did Man United do though? They distanced themselves from it though. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right?
Well, they terminated his contract like I think fairly immediately. I think Wahaha in the chat. They sold him straight up, right?
Straight out the door.
However, the equivalent of the top gooners in the United fan base made a lot of noise saying that he's not been proven guilty. Why are we getting rid of such a good player? He's a high potential player, a future England international and whatnot. So there was quite a ruckus at that point as well. It wasn't as easy as just wash our hands off the player. It did take a bit of noise on the internet for it to happen. So I think regardless, right? United handled it well, in my opinion, from a club perspective.
Yeah. They've done the right thing.
They done the right
The
thing.
Greenwood one, the girl is still with him, so I can't speak much on it. But I've seen the Mendy one, and they don't seem to know about the coerced 17-year-old. Jesus Christ. Them guys got convicted because they was in the same area. Women got beaten up and raped. There you go. Rabona, she has a kid with him now. That is crazy. That is crazy work. If United kept Greenwood back then, I'm not sure we'd still be supporting them. But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to not support Arsenal now. But what I am going to tell you is Cronkies, Arteta, anyone that knew and covered it up or just said, well, go, bro. Go. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, big yourself up, Wahaha.
Yeah.
Congratulations, views on Zubimendi and Yok. Apparently, big yourself up, Mr. Battered. But yeah, like I said, Yok, nearly Yok. You know, we don't know about him. Zubimendi, I was quite confident that was going to happen. To be fair,
Yeah.
but I was questioning why we ain't announced it. Why haven't we just shown everyone the pre-agreement just to quieten everyone down? But there you go. Big up, Wahaha. Girl didn't take him to court, so Greenwood walked. There's that. I was even saying about Dutch Ravelli. I mean, I don't know if you guys know about that. He was a UK rapper. He was actually doing quite well at the time. Yeah, his sister is Stefflon Don, who was with Burna Boy. He got accused of talking to a young girl. He's cancelled. He's now on TikTok begging for money. That's all he can do. He's cancelled now. He never was charged. He never went to court. So I always said that maybe the club is backing it because they know a little bit more than we do, and they know that there's not much legs to the story. I was trying to give the club benefit of the doubt. There's no excuses, man. The club's bad in this. There's no excuses. There literally ain't, man. In my humble opinion, do you know what I mean? Anyone wants to try and justify it, come out and try and justify it. You look like idiots. The top gooner that I said he's not our player no more. You look like a dickhead. You know, Arsenal. His contract terminated on the 30th of June. We can't comment on an ongoing case. That is terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But there you go. It's only people from my side of the fence that's going to tell you that, though. Big up Mr. Bat. He said, I'm happy for the likes of yous and Shane. Bro, I'm just said it. It's only people on our side that's going to hold the club accountable. It's only people on our side that's going to say, why on earth have you treated Timber like that? Why are you treating our players like that? Do you know what I mean? Like, all the other guys who want to come on the next tour, they want to come on the next interview, they want to have someone from the club that they can bring on their channel. Yeah. That's why, because they all want to be journalists, bro. That's why women falsely accused men should be accountable too. No doubt. But we all know how the world is.
Exactly.
We all know how the world is. They probably won't be held accountable. They probably won't. But all I'm saying is because we know how the world is, you can't sit there and say, well, they should be accountable as well, though, because we know how it is. The moment that story comes up, we distance ourselves. You're still getting your money, by the way, and we're just going to wait and see what happens. We're going to wait until we get the information, and we can protect ourselves as an organization. But
and views, again, it's two separate issues, right? What Capo is talking about, absolutely, right? So men do get falsely accused. That happens, right? But what we're saying is the club's action should be suspend the guy. Deal with it on the side. Don't let it get conflated with football. Like the two things are completely different sides of the coin.
Yeah. Great point. Great point. But Capo's not wrong though.
He's not. Yeah. I mean, the Mendy situation is proof, right? Like how Mendy got falsely accused. And
there you go.
Look at what happened in his career. He's 30 without a club at this point.
Bro,
only 30.
You could be a musician, you can be a footballer, you can be a cyclist, you can be anyone. A fucking person on the news. How many of those people on the news get accused of fiddling with kids and that as well? Do you know what I'm saying? I really put them under the jail. But the moment you get the accusation, bro, innocent or not, you are tarred with that brush. And that's why I say Arsenal should have just backed off. But there you go. Big up Paris, he's saying just extend Nwaneri. That's more stressing than your correct facts, bro. Imagine that. I feel like I'm in a dream. But don't be shocked if they announce him when Nwaneri. I won't be shocked. Chelsea moving competent, and we're moving like we don't even know what our middle name is. That's what it seems like.
Hughes, what's your take on Nwaneri?
Bro, I want him to play. If I don't want Nwaneri to go, because I think he's one that can definitely get to where we all think he can get to if he gets the right guidance. Under Arteta, I think he's going to struggle because he turns every player into sporks. He kills creativity. So I'm 50-50. I want someone like Ethan to remain at our club, just like Dowman and Skelly, because these are the players of the future and they and if they get nurtured, they can actually really do things in the game. But I also say, and I say the same about Saka and Saliba and Gabriel, like, where's your ambition as footballers? Do you not want to win anything? Do you not want to win anything? So I'm like 50-50. Of course, I want Nwaneri to stay because he's one of our own, and I feel like he can be a great talent in football. However, if you want to play ball, bruv, you can't play under this terrorist, bruv, unless your team gets guaranteed minutes.
The reason I'm asking is someone like a Harvey Elliott at my club, who's played a lot more minutes than Nwaneri has. We are saying as a fan base, 40 million and he can go. So whilst he's a young player, someone who we are very proud of, by the way, he got a goal against PSG away. He's that kind of caliber. So he's a really good player.
I don't know if
he's done better than
Salah. Yeah.
Sorry?
I don't know if he done better than what people don't realize how well Nwaneri done last season, bro. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure.
No, Nwaneri is great. I'm just saying from a comparison perspective of what you have at Arsenal. We have similar. He's not as good. He's similar. At Liverpool, right?
You'll get more money.
And it's the same argument, right? He plays the same position, and he's playing potentially behind one of the world's best in Salah, right? So there's no way he's getting game time ahead of Salah, right? Unless Salah goes for AFCON or he gets injured or something like that. So as a club, we're like 40 million. There is a number that we think.
There's always a number, yeah.
So that's where my question comes. On the Nwaneri situation, under Arteta he's not going to play, right? At least he's not going to play the position he wants or where he's good at, right? Mm-hmm. He's not going to get better. Mm-hmm. So what's the number, right?
And we ain't going to get 40 million for him because we can't sell water to a well. We Ronald McDonald and a hamburger does our business. Oxlade-Chamberlain is still our biggest sale. That's the point.
Exactly.
That's why Chelsea can spend and spend and spend, because they spend, but they also sell and they get good money. That's crazy, man. Big up Wahaha, saying what an idiot. I mean, that could be to anyone. So he said, Jimbo, Mr. Battered, so am I at last, not a Chelsea scrub. There you go, bro. There you go. When I see girls say it's great because they said only tip in, that's when, bro, and there's so many, there is. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be accountable. They should. All I'm saying is we know what the world's like. We know how the world's going to act. The moment a man gets done with it, we have to wait and find out. And then we can reassess. Do you know what I'm saying? But the women are always going to get protected in this situation, bro. You know what I mean? So Arsenal have just got to do the right thing to protect them, but they didn't. Big up Rabona. I said Capo. I think they have two actually. It's hard when victims stay in an abusive situation. It is. Rabona fair. I don't know a lot on that case. It might be that rape or many of those two are the RP. Yeah. Rabona, I hear that, an awful thing, but women saying it's great because she only consented for the tip and not half the deal. It can get mad. It can get mad. I've seen it loads of times. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a girl going home with like 5 men and then complaining that things have gone down. Do you know what I mean? Like you're half drunk. You're allowing it for one of the guys. He's trying to bring his friend. You've got into the car. There's loads of situations. However, it don't matter. Unfortunately, it don't matter. It don't matter whether the world's fair. It just matters, it matters what happens. It matters what is going to happen. If you're a man and you get caught up in that, you're going to be more fucked than a woman. 100%, no matter what. So, unfortunately, that's just life. That's just life. Jimbo, sounds like you have Gyökeres now. Arsenal are talking to Sporting, and Ornstein and Romano seem to have tweeted. Well, Arsenal's been talking to Sporting since the whole transfer window opened, apparently. And then Fabrizio comes out and says we ain't talking to Sporting. So if he's tweeting that we are talking to Sporting now, then maybe something has changed. But until I get confirmation, until I see Victor doing that at the Emirates, seeing is believing. So as of July 6, 2025, our signings are Kepa and Zubimendi.
But I do think it's advancement. I think because today they're actually talking contract length and, bid value and stuff like that. They wouldn't talk about those if it wasn't very, very close. So it's good news.
Yeah. Sorry, Rabona talking about the audio. I can't listen to things like that. And like I said, I've had family members that's been in those situations, innit? So I've got a very special feeling for those type of people. They get burnt alive. Anyone that does that, forces themselves onto another person, forces themselves onto kids, that's the worst of the worst, bro. Burn alive. That's what I say. No mincing my words. Man's got the 20-minute lag. Yeah. There you go, bro. You know how I go already, bro. I can't even get through the comment, and I don't even have like the numbers like Shane has. You know, not at all. Imagine if it gets to that, I'm gonna need someone just to help me with the comments. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's absolutely crazy because I don't like to just fly through them. I like to acknowledge the comment.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, what's the point? But
which is why you have a loyal following, Views. Like, you see the names in the chat, you know.
The viewers, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's love. It really is. You guys are my friends, like, you know what I mean? That's how I see it. So big up your
Can I ask you a question, Views, as you go through those comments? You know, we spoke about the rating for the transfer window so far, and we kind of have a consensus. It's between a 0 and a 3, somewhere in between, maybe.
Yeah.
What's gonna take for it to be a 7 or an 8?
Like I said, getting the players that we all want. Everyone wants Rodrigo. Everyone, you know what I mean? We all want Gyökeres. If you get those 3 players, Eze, Rodrigo, and Gyökeres, for me, it kind of goes to like a 6. If you then get me not cover, but actual competition for the right side, then I might tell you 7 or 8. But if you get me those 3 players, I might be generous and tell you, all right, I'll give it a 7 at best. If you get me Rodrigo, Gyökeres, and Eze, because Eze, obviously I want competition for Odegaard. You get me those 3 players, then I'll say cool. With Zubimendi, I can't count any of the other guys in it in terms of excitement. I'll give you a 7. If you get me those 3 players. If you rock up with Gyökeres and Eze, we're looking at 6, maybe even a 5, because that winger, it needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. We can't start it with just Trossard and Martinelli next season. It needs to be addressed. Even if it was a Semenyo, it needs to be addressed. If you rock up and it's Madueke bread, then yeah, then we're staying on the 5s. It might go to a 4. But yeah, you get me Rodrigo, Eze, Gyökeres, you get me, that will be a 7. You get me someone for the right-hand side as well. That's not Madueke. That's someone competent. It might even go to an 8. And that's how easy it can be. It's not hard to please Arsenal fans. It's just you guys never want to do it. Kwaja, what would make the transfer window a 7 or an 8 for you, bro?
If it were an 8 out of 10, we would get a left back, a right back, centre backs, a left side centre back, a right side centre back. We need a 10, a proper 10, a proper 8, a proper, at least, maybe you can say 2 left wingers, or minimum of at least 1 a left winger, a right winger, and a proper competent striker.
Right.
Because let's assume, because if you look at our left back,
go on, sorry, bro.
Igal said there was not a rebuild. It's clearly a rebuild. That's not even it's a retool, yeah.
It's a retool. Rose, I just seen you. I just feel as though the fact that, sorry, go on. Sorry.
I just feel as though the thing with left back is like we just have so many left backs. He just doesn't trust them anymore. With Zinchenko, I have questioned him over his defending, but the thing is, right?
I can't see it. It's a breaking bomber 1 hour ago on Fabrizio's channel. You can't see it in the background, but it's a breaking bomber, everyone.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing Gyökeres' face, and I'm seeing Madueke's face.
Oh god.
Fed up with this shit, bro. Sorry, Kwaja, to interrupt you. Go on, bro.
I just feel as though the fact that with the Gyökeres deal that you just mentioned, it looks like they photoshopped it just to make us like shocked, because they've done it with Madueke. They've done it with for the Gyökeres. They put like an Arsenal shirt, which for me it looks like it's photoshopped because they just use that just to trick us.
Kwaja got some serious PTSD, man. Like he's like a Vietnam War veteran.
How am I, bro?
Yeah.
I just feel as though the fact that our team needs a rebuild, and I just feel as though the fact that people give it a 7 right now, it's never a 7. If you don't improve on your wingers, we won't score. Simple as that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And obviously they're saying, oh, but Madueke, because he's going to be cover. And no. Firstly, we don't need cover. We don't need Madueke. Like I said, the only way that it would make sense is if he was coming in the door for 10 to 15 million. That is the only way it would make sense.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be that. And Chelsea's never going to allow it. Do you know what I'm saying? We are just the cucks, bro. Oh, it's so disgusting. Like we're just sitting in the corner watching everyone just take turns on our misses. It's crazy work at Arsenal. It really is.
That is wild, bro. That is wild.
Bro, this is what I feel like. You're talking about PTSD. Yes, you're damn right. Because this is what we get every season. We don't get a crazy season. We don't get the owners saying, as much as we can spend 200 million, we're going to put another 109 million on top of that, like we can do every season, because we've never ever done it before. How about we have one crazy summer and we make a statement for a change? No. Because we got to bring in rejects. We got to help Chelsea. We got to help Sociedad. I call us the College of Northwest Arsenal. If you're from London, then you know about the College of Northwest London. Yeah, that's why I call us the Good Samaritans. For what? Who comes and takes our rejects? Who comes and helps us out when we're having a bad time?
Yeah,
no one does.
Nobody. Big up Nathan, my bro.
It's a Sociedad midfield. It's a Sociedad midfield. Don't forget.
Yeah, Sociedad. That was
Marino,
like
Zubimendi, Odegaard, 1920. Like
it's crazy work. Sorry, bro. If having the best PR and lip service was a sport, yeah, we'd be the best of all time. Of all time, bro. Zubimendi, Norgard ain't enough to push City and Liverpool, in my opinion. Norgard definitely ain't. Zubimendi's an unknown. We don't know if he's going to do well in the league or not. It might be too physical for him. The only positive I've got is most of the teams that Arsenal play, we play a low block, so you might have a little bit more time. That's it. The only guaranteed thing I can tell you about Zubimendi is that he's faster than Moreno. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So we're physically weaker than we were last season, and you're saying we're going to push Liverpool? Not at the moment. You get Mieze, Rodrigo, and Gyökeres, then we might have a bit more argument to say then we're going to be there or thereabouts.
I mean, depending on where Zubimendi ends up being played, if he's played in a 6, let me just tell you, be prepared for 6 to 8 months of pain, because even the best, right, that have come into this league, for example, Fabinho at Liverpool, he wasn't always great when he came in, right? So he took 6, maybe 9 months when he came in from Monaco to adjust to the 6 role in the PL. It's a very different ballgame. Players are a lot quicker, a lot more physical. The movements are a lot quicker. Referees give less fouls, you know. So you have to be really strong. Zubimendi is none of those things, right? So you have to give him 6 to 8 months. In fact, even Rodri at City, right? Before he fully took over the 6 role at City, he was under guidance with Fernandinho, who's possibly one of the best in the last 10 years in that role, right? So Rodri was eased into the process. The problem you now have is you've lost Jorginho and, you know, the man who shall not be named at the same time. So Zubimendi has no one to pick that up from. Maybe Rice can give him some tips on how this works. If you play a double pivot, that might be your best, you know, option with someone like a Zubimendi coming in. But you know Arteta doesn't play a double pivot. So get ready for a few months of pain is what I'm saying, because he's going to be pressed.
Last season with Rice in the 8, that was pain. Man having to learn a whole new position.
Yeah,
arguably one of the league's best number 6s, and you're playing out. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to as well. Big up Simply Ace. With the signings Arsenal have made, they are weakening their position in the top 4. Madueke takes the biscuit at it, bro. I couldn't have put it better myself, bro. Shane says it all the time. We got a feeling that we're gonna get left behind. We're gonna be fighting for top 4, top 5, and I don't argue with that. If we go and get those players I've been mentioning, don't mean we're gonna win something. It just means we've got a better chance of staying with the pack. Because I feel like Man City and Liverpool are back. City Pool is back. Madueke, you know, Arteta told you, man, to have goosebumps. But that's what I'm trying to say, Nathan. That's what I'm trying. I never said it. The club said it. So when I hold them accountable, don't anyone come over here telling me about I'm negative, all this kind of stuff. But anyway, guys, it's 2.5 hours. Touchline facts in the big yourself up, bro. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Broski. Anyone that's got a channel, let's get links in there. Big up E Ross. I saw you when I went on my phone. Let me see if I can get through any more, because we're nearly hitting 3 hours, and I've got to go out. And to be honest, there ain't really too much more to talk about, and we're getting below 20 people, so I usually want to end it when we get to that. Big up Jimbo. You're saying Arsenal are funding Chelsea transactions. You know, we're paying for their fines as well. Just been fined by UEFA. You know, we'll pay for that. Oh, you don't like Sancho? We'll pay for that. Oh, you got a shit goalkeeper that no one wants? We'll take him off. Like, it's ridiculous. At this point, there must be compromising photos, brother. It has to be. It has to be. Don't Chelsea want Eze as well, bro?
There you go.
We're gonna end up funding like Tottenham to get Kudus. We'll end up funding Chelsea to get Kudus. So that's what we do. We funded Cole Palmer. We funded Haaland. That's what we do. It's crazy, bro. Big up Mr. Battered. Obviously, he's on the stage. You're better off walking out. Oh yeah, you guys are having your personal. That's what I'm saying. And Rabona made a good point. If you agree on just the tip, then it should only be just the tip. You shouldn't be getting balls deep because you've agreed on just the tip in it. Why you'd want to do that as a man? Obviously, that's the like. Oh, once you get the tip in, she's going to be a bit more kind of wanting you to slap it all in. But if that's what's agreed upon, then that's what's agreed upon. That's what I will. That's what I will kind of confirm, in my opinion, as well. Paris, I'm just gonna have to scoot through, bro. I'm gonna have to scoot through. Let's see who's of it. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna see who's available to send you over. Like I said, once we get below 20, then the fire is burning out, people. The fire is
but I must say, Views, I think it's finally some sort of positive news on the signings front for you guys. You know,
well, look,
it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I'm
going to say this, and obviously I'll let you guys get your last word in before we get out of it. I'm going to say this. Yes, I was expecting Zubomendi to be announced today or tomorrow, so I'm not excited about that. I'm sorry, I'm not excited because, like you said, like we all know, you've been announcing it a million times over. You know, it wasn't a player that was even on my list. I'm not going to lie, it wasn't. So but whatever, good player, whatever, cool. I'm not going to be excited because you keep announcing it. You announce to me Gyökeres tomorrow now, then you might have a different views popping up. That's what I'm trying to say. Give me a reason to be positive.
Yeah.
You know, you're harboring a rapist or a alleged rapist. You're telling us goosebumps and you're giving us hives. You're telling us gold dust and we're getting glitter. That's what I'm trying to say. Give me the reason to back you, and I might back it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. But big up both of you guys. Kwaja, any last words you got to say to the people? Them, you doing a channel? What you doing?
I just feel as I'm just gonna chill out, to be honest. I just really am bored with this club, man. It's always just the same old shit all over again, man. I just feel as though the fact that people say that we were gonna win something, we ain't gonna win anything. Watch what happens when we're trophyless. The only thing I just want is to have a bad start to the season and get this clan out of here. I will be there for Arteta's downfall. Watch, I will be there.
Yeah. Big up, man. Mr. Battered.
Oh, I just want to say thanks for having me on the show, man. It's been good fun to finally come on and have a chat in person.
Face to the name, man. It's a pleasure, bro.
And it's a lot easier to speak than to type, you know. So it's and you don't get to the comments anyway.
Bro, I'm so sorry. Stop, man. I feel so guilty because of this, man. I literally need
pulling a leg, bro.
I literally need someone to help me with it, and I ain't even got numbers like Shane or like Aaron or like, you know what I mean. If that starts happening, God knows, but I literally am gonna need someone on the panel every time just to get the comments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know what? It's a wonderful chat as well. Like, you know,
it
feels like people. It just feels like friends in the chat because we see all these names and we're talking and we have these conversations going. Well. There's a lot of inside jokes as well that's happening.
Exactly. We've got some good people over here, man. We do. And I appreciate everyone that comes over. It might not seem like it, but obviously I'm out here. I'm doing work every day. I'm saying the stuff that you're seeing on loads of other channels. You know what I mean? You might have heard it here first. So I'm like, what's going on? What do people not like, man? Or do people not hear what I'm saying? But it's just timing, guys. It's just timing. Yeah. You know, I know all the people that do come over here. I fuck with heavy. And that's what it is. If I get 2 new people every day, I'll be over the moon. Do you know what I mean?
My other objective of coming on today is, you know, I have a little side bet going on. Well, Rabona doesn't know we have a side bet going on, but she's been, you know, asked a lot of times, hey, come on to a panel and share your views and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? Let me go on today and push Rabona to do it as well.
Wicked, man. And I think Shane's asked it.
Exactly. It's time for...
not always welcome, and like the intervention is a subscriber show. When I'm when I'm able to get members, then I will do subscriber shows, but I'll also be doing a lot of member shows. You know, the membership's going to be 99p. But what I also want to do with that is when I do those shows, for people like yourselves that might want to come up and chat, or if you've got your own business in your personal life, or you've got your own channel, like, I want people to be able to put faces to the names. I want people to be able to come onto the platform, and I want to support the people that support me. I want to give back. That's a major thing for me. So it ain't gonna be no 4.99, all these different tiers. It's gonna be 99p because it's not about that. But I want to give back to the people that give to me. That's gonna be a massive thing. I'm even gonna do things like members only meetups, and I'll film it and we'll do a whole vlog where I can meet people in person. Because it really means a lot to me. It don't matter if I get 2,000, 10,000, 200,000. My Arsenal story, my Arsenal, the way I talk about this team is never ever gonna change ever.
Yeah.
You'll hear me talk good about the team if we're doing good. Give
Yeah.
me a reason to talk good.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say to Arsenal. Sign
Yeah.
Gyökeres, sign Rodrigo, turn me into a top gooner.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm waiting for it. But until then, I'm gonna hold you guys accountable. Now I see Curtis Shaw is live. I see Deluded Gooner is live. These guys don't need any help. There's only 16 of you here anyway. I'm gonna send you to Yorkshire Gunner. That's my guy, you know.
Oh, he's
Go
awesome. Right? He's
IG
awesome.
is live and he
Yeah.
needs some help, you know what I mean? Go over there, show him all the love in the world. I want to see my viewers say views raid. We will be back tomorrow, guys, probably same time for another intervention. Peace and love to everyone, man. Big up Kwaja, big up Mr. Battered. It's been an absolute pleasure. Let's get over, man. Let's get over to Yorkshire Gunner and say views raid, and we'll be back tomorrow, gang. Geester. In fact, you might see me later on Hammers Football TV for the Sunday takeaway show. So big up him. I might be on there later on at 8. But other than that, back again soon, people.
Are you doing the weekend roast with?
I'm not
Shane?
sure. I haven't spoke to
Okay.
Shane yet. I know he
Okay.
phoned me yesterday. I will speak to him because I've been having loads of shit going on with my mum and I haven't spoke to anyone. So I don't know. Weekend roast is on at 4 though, so I can't even send you one to that because it's in an hour's time. If he lets me know, I might be on there. If not, then probably be on the Sunday takeaway and then probably catch me back here tomorrow. You guys are always welcome. But like I said, have a great day. Thank you for coming on, people. Let me see
Thanks
views
so much.
raid. Let me see views raid over with Yorkshire Gunner.
Thanks very much.
Have a great day, people. We're out, man. Big up, man. Big up, guys.
Peace out.
Big up, guys. Safe.